Well, good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? I thought we would do a little Quantanium mining today, and so let's go ahead and get started with that. So how's everybody doing? It's Thursday, and it is stormy outside. It's got a kind of a storm-looking gray cloud tint to it out there, and it's been doing a little raining for sure. So beautiful day to actually do a little mining in Star Citizen. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'll do a bit of a pre-flight here. And I've been kind of taking Prospector 2 out recently. That's the one with the VK00. And right now I'm actually running 3 brands. Hey, good morning, Leos. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. And good evening as well. You know, morning here, evening there for sure. Hope you're doing well. And so, yeah, I have 3 brands on board right now. There's a thought that the FLTRXL maybe is, you know, kind of when it scoops like a 1 unit of inert, it sometimes kind of turns the Prospector load to inert. So I'm just kind of seeing if I'm going to have that issue without it on there. And so, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and get started here. So I'm going to head out to the Iron Halo. The Iron Halo has been really good, kind of ever since we kind of figured out this new way to scan. It's been very, 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 very profitable out that way. So I thought we would just start there today. We'll just kind of, you know, go for a few runs and see what the day brings, and maybe we'll head over to Lyria too at some point. No promises either way, but you know, because you never know how long things are going to take. So it's always the one thing when you start the mining stream. It's like, I wonder how long, you know. How long is it going to take to find something? Because that's always a little bit of an X factor. Leo says, just messing in the house. We have a day here in the NL. Nice. Oh, a day off here, I think is what Leos is saying. That's awesome. A day off is, you know, something I can really appreciate. I've had this week off of work, and it's been just a blessing. Wow, there goes the Prospector. Pretty high speed, too. That's pretty awesome. Gotta love that. Things are busy this morning. And we'll kind of definitely get started here to get into the, to go over to the Halo. And, yeah, we're loaded up with Brant and got some Java on board, and we're ready to roll here. Let me in. Cool. Alright, do a little bit of a, before we take off, kind of, you know, you have to kind of turn things on a little bit. Never a bad idea sometimes just to pop the laser and make sure things are looking groovy there, and I'll go ahead and set my destination. HURL5 will drop out at 7.8. Up we go. Let's lift the gear. Kind of spin around here. Whiters, good morning, Whiters. How are you? Whiters says, how much money do you have right now in SC? I've seen your streams pop up in my recommended so many times. You must be rich. Oh, heavens and stars, Whiters. I don't know that I'm rich. I have 21.5 million right now. You know, that's, you know, I normally kind of build it up pretty quickly. You know, I make a couple million a week. Not even really working that hard at it. Paul Ferguson. Hi, Paul. How are you? This is going to be a great day. Got you right now. Start stream a few hours later. Yeah, I seen that Streams was doing it a touch later today. So, you know, yeah, that's good. That's great, man. That's a good thing. Beautiful coffee. And, yeah, we'll just kind of go till we're about 7.8. We'll drop out, and then we'll pivot, and we'll start looking around for something to mine. I ran 10 refinery orders in this morning. And I was pretty happy about that, to be honest with you. It was about 2.3 million. And that was, you know, probably the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 days worth of work. So that worked out really well. It's always a little sketchy. You know, I ran a touch over. I ran 230 some SCU. So a touch over what I normally run, but I took the M2, and it worked out fine. Alright, so we're going to get in here. 9, 8. We really want 7.8 is what we want. That's going to work out just fine. Now, first thing you want to do is kind of turn around, reacquire Arca 1. You really want to kind of keep the sun to your back here. Ernie P! What up, Ernie? How you doing, man? Ernie says, what up, homies? Whiter says, that's more than I've ever had. Ha ha ha. I can appreciate that, Whiters. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it wouldn't take too long, if you kind of saved your space bucks as you kind of mined or whatever. So, actually, you know what I like to do is kind of turn off the quantum drive, and I do like to pivot up, spin up the velocity, just a touch. And then actually, with this particular meta, we're actually going to pull the mining laser out. We're going to roll forward to a 180 scan. We're going to just ping out and see what we have for opportunity markers. So we got a few. Oh man, let me free up my. Got a few here, so we'll go ahead and get started. Well, let's kind of focus in on this guy and see what we got. That's an M type. And this is kind of the game here, right? We're looking at types. That's an M type as well. That's an E type. We'll roll that back out. Ernie P says, doing good, brother. Can't wait for this weekend's mission. Yeah, that's going to be sweet, man. That's for sure. All right. We'll keep on moving. So that's what we do. We kind of check out the types. We're looking for Q types, as you can imagine. That's definitely what we're looking for there. And so we just kind of keep pinging out. Whenever opportunity markers present themselves, we'll just kind of, take a look at them and see what we get. That's a P type. And up to 12.2 away, you can see what type it is, which is great. Did not get a response back. This is a cluster. Oh, it's an E-type cluster. Okay. So now we'll head towards this guy. You can see, I won't bother to ping until we get, within a certain distance. Whiter says, right now I'm trying to save up for a Carrack. Nice. I do like the Carrack. That's a great choice. And since hunger and thirst drops really fast, the med bay is just a great thing to have anyways. I couldn't agree more with that, Whiters. That's a very, very smart thing to do. Hey, there's my first Q type of the day. So we'll cruise on into the Q types here, and we'll see how it goes. Now, whenever you do find those, then it's probably not a bad idea to roll to 90 and keep the opportunity markers out in front of you a little bit. Oh, that's interesting. Because I don't think it's either one of these two, right? That's a P type. That's an M type. Yeah, we seem to have kind of lost that one. We'll kind of keep flying in this general direction. Interesting. That was our first Q type, but it just didn't. There it is. Yeah, I was going to say, that is weird. So it doesn't look like it's going to be a great one. I knew it was, we were going to be in the area. Not exactly sure why the scanning was kind of being a little touchy there, but that's not going to be a great rocket. We can tell by the wedge. And we're just going to keep moving. Yeah, the Carrack's a great ship, Whiters. I mean, I think that's always a solid choice right now in today's game. Alright. You want to give them a couple of opportunities to kind of give you a type. And if they don't give you a type, chances are it's an unscannable rock. There's an M type. And so you don't want to waste a lot of time. If you ping it 3 or 4 times and you don't get any results, You know, more often than not, if you fly towards those things, they're going to give you a they're going to be unscannable. So it's just one of those things. There's an M type. Yep. So I just kind of keep resetting every so often. Just head back towards RCal1. Of course, bring it back to a 180 scan, 180 ping, and then just, you know, kind of keep sailing. And when you have the, you know, when you have opportunity markers, give them a look. Drax says can't stay long. Doctor appointment. Well, glad you could come in and hang out at all today, Drac. Nice to. How are you doing, sir? A little earlier in the day again today. We got started. E-type. Alright, well, keep heading towards that guy there. Beautiful. Ah, there's a Q-type out there. Let's go ahead and go check that out. There might be more than one. It almost seems like there's more than one. Yeah, it looks like maybe it's a set of two. It's definitely a Q-type, so we'll head over there and take a look at it. And that's really the beauty of this, right? I mean, of seeing these types at these distances and being able to kind of move in on it. And then, you know, kind of rolling back to a 90 and just keeping the opportunity marker out in front of you so you know you're headed towards it. You don't want to drive right at the rocks. You notice I'm not pointed right at them because as you kind of, you can run into them inadvertently if you're not careful. So this first one doesn't look like it's going to be great. Well, what about the second one? Not a great rock either. This is probably going to be a 2%er at 3.54. And this is probably going to be around the same 2%er type thing. Yep, 2%er. So that's okay. We'll kind of dip below these guys and keep heading in this direction. Drax says, pretty good. Looks like the med change helped. Good, man. That's good to hear, Drac, for sure. I know those can be a touch, you know, retooling the meds or whatever can definitely be a bit of an art for sure. I know, you know, my dad takes quite a few medications. My mom takes quite a few medications, and you know, they're always getting those balances just right is a thing for sure. So yeah, I notice you can see I've got kind of a cluster here, but after you don't get that many opportunities, you know, if you kind of keep blasting it with the ping and it's not giving you, it's a good chance they're going to be unscannable rocks. Alright, there's P-type. M-type. Alright, we'll keep on moving. Beautiful. Awesome. Out it goes. And you will hit, you know, this happens sometimes for sure, is when you're trying to get, them to kind of give you some, you know, it's not unusual for me to run into a couple now and then that just won't tell me what type they are. Like I said, in most cases, those turn out to be, not every case, but in most cases, those turn out to be unscannable rocks. Jack says, oh, come on, you know you want to get right up there and kiss that rock. Yeah, no, I don't want to kiss that rock. That's exactly right. Here's a Q-type coming up this way. We'll take a look at that. Looks like it's going to be a single rock. We'll keep that right out in front of us, and we'll cruise on in and take a look at it. Beautiful single rock. Please have some Quantanium in there. Yeah, it definitely was not being as you know, as responsive as, you know, that time. Oh, just a 3%er there, so nothing to write home about. Hey, there's a Q-type over this way too, I believe. Now that could have been the Q-type getting in my way there. We'll have to see. It was right there, so... Yeah, these are Q-types for sure. Looks like a couple of more opportunities. You got it. I really do like the scan. I mean, I do. I like the scanning mechanic a lot. Okay. What about this guy? Probably... Yep, just a 2%er. Couple of 2%ers there, so... See if I get out of the shadow of these other ones. That's a P-type, so we'll keep on moving. Alright, so... Definitely you find a lot more Quantanium than you used to at a lot more rapid of a clip than you used to in the air and Halo. I mean, that's, you know, not everything's perfect. I mean, you can certainly do ping, you know, you can see I ping a few now and then and they don't ping back, or, you know, won't kind of tell me what's in them, but the fact that you can kind of do it this way now is so much better. So much better. Yeah, that would be, drags us, you need a cluster of about 50 rocks, all 2%. It's like that. That's the definition of a working man's cluster. Holy smokes. M-type there. M-type, and a P-type there. Yeah, it's an M-type cluster over there. Not getting any readout on this guy. No big deal. Hey, lots of opportunity markers though. Here's one that just coming in the range here. P-type. There's a Q-type. Drax says something like that. I could be blowing chunks for hours. And yeah, that's exactly right, Drax. Giggling the whole time. I gotcha. That's awesome. Couple of rocks here. I can see them as I kind of approach. Just a 4%er there. And I don't think this is going to be that great either. Nope, 7%er. No problem. Alright, 11.5 out here. Here's an opportunity. Oh, it's a Q-type and it looks like it's a cluster as well. So that's good. That's really good. Get some opportunities over this way and see how we do. That's funny. All right. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good Maybe 7 opportunities here. We'll have to see. Beautiful. It's exactly what it looks like. So we'll just kind of come on in on this Q-type and take a look, and hopefully there's something worth mining in this group. It's a 4631 at 2%. That could be a good rock. Yeah, that's a really good rock. That's probably what we'll mine right there. That's a 5145. That's a beautiful rock right there. I don't think that we'll do much better than that. We'll take a look. But that's definitely our... That's definitely the one we're going to be mining, I think. Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and approach this guy from... Kind of move on in and get this party started here. This is an absolutely beautiful rock. It really is. Loosen up the laser head there. And we'll start kind of putting energy into this guy. 5122 is the max size you're going to find for whatever reason in space. It's kind of the arbitrary number. A nice 45%er is nothing to sneeze at, though. This is an excellent rock. Nearly half of it is Quantanium, so there's a lot of overage in here. If it breaks clean, we should have a pretty good opportunity at the unicorn. Which is, hey, I mean, pretty good way to start the day. Now, a lot of work to do between now and then, but let's go ahead and put our head down and see if we can't get a little in the hopper today. Drac says, hopefully I'll see you later on. Drac, have a lovely day, sir. I hope that your doctor's appointment goes well. And I do hope that we can catch up soon. So, thank you for stopping in. And as always, brother, please take care of yourself. Kind of a weird depression kind of thing on the rock. Look at it. It's like kind of a weird... That's a weird. It's got like kind of a spot sticking out of it. Juan Carlos says, hey, hope you're doing well. I am, Juan Carlos. How are you today? Nice to see you. How have you been? Juan Carlos says, yesterday, pass all day mining an asteroid. I got a 10 run, but 2 of them was 32 SCU full quant. Hey, nicely done. That's awesome. It sounds like you had a good day. When you get that full 32 SCU, it does feel good for sure. The old uni. All right, so charge level jumped up quite a bit there. Must have had a little bit of a lag spike going, and no big deal. I have lots of brands loaded on board right now, so I think we're going to be really kind of good in this particular situation. Juan Carlos says, all good. Sounds like he's at the office today. And I can appreciate that. Normally I would be at the office at this time as well. That's for sure. Juan Carlos says, I tried an asteroid on Lyria, and I think it's better. Yeah, Lyria has its ups and downs right now, but I think you certainly can find rocks on Lyria, that's for sure. That I have no doubt. And we may do, depending on, how we do here, we may sneak over to Lyria ourselves. Was good, was my first day ever mining. That is awesome that you did that well. That is really fantastic. I mean, what a great day. I don't know. I certainly didn't get it. You know, the first day I would mine it, I definitely did not get a couple of unis in Quant. I mined an awful lot of agricium before that. That's funny. All right, so I bet you these guys got to be pretty full down here then. This guy's got to have quite a bit in it. Yeah, there's 18 SCU, that's 90%. There's 14 SCU at 100%. And there is 14 SCU at 100%. So 3 of these to break. We'll go ahead and do it. Wow, first day mining, getting a couple of unicorns. That is awesome. Fabrice says, hey, where are you mining? I am in the air in Halo, sir. Fiefers, happy Thursday. How are you, Fiefers? I am definitely drinking a little Java and doing a little mining. Juan Carlos says, I wanted to ask if I run a cargo ship to transport after the refinery. Because, no, yes, you can run a ship to haul, for sure. Yep, you can rent like a Freelancer Max or something along those lines. That would be a great, you know, you absolutely can do that. It's a great idea, too. And we'll try and push this guy up a little bit. Try to get in there before it's 30, 39, 38, 35. Okay, well, we got in there. That's great. Now I'm just going to kind of make sure we don't get into an overage, or at least try to. Absolutely, you can rent a cargo ship. Fabrice says, I'm doing very well, thank you, mate. Well, hey, man, that's awesome. We're just doing a little bit of air and Halo mining here, and it's kind of what we do on the channel. We do quite a bit of Quantanium mining. For the most part, prospector mining. A lot of Lyria runs and a lot of air and Halo runs. That one got away just at the tail end, but didn't cause any problems whatsoever. So we got lucky there. The brand had just expired, and it just kind of got a little grumpy. One more to break, and then we're scooping. And we should have a full 32 SCU here if we're lucky. Thiefer says, I'm doing awesome. Waiting for Invictus to switch over to Crusader, Tumbril, and Misk. I hear that, Thiefers. You know, obviously, Misk is really right up my alley, right? As you can imagine. Prospector is my favorite ship in the game. I just love the Prospector. I have so many ridiculous amount of hours in this thing. Alright, so we'll begin scooping here, and I know these first 3 down here are going to be 100%ers, but we're going to be somewhat discerning on the laser. Fabrice says, I try to make some Quantanium mining at time. I've seen your live, and I try to learn more and more to be more efficient. That's awesome, Fabrice. I hope that that the mining channel here does serve you in that capacity somewhat. I mean, you know, like, we all learn from each other. It's definitely a collective. And so it's one of those things where it's really been a blessing. I mean, you know, I learned a lot more from you guys, and hopefully I'm able to share a little bit of that stuff. And there are lots of times community members answer questions for people that I think that's fantastic. So I do hope that it served you well in that capacity, for sure. And I encourage everybody to, you know, like and sub, and if you like mining content, hang out, you know what I mean? Definitely come back and contribute. There's lots of times where you may have a question, or you may be experiencing an issue or something, and, you know, people can come and we can kind of chat it out and make sure that we're all kind of collectively doing the best possible job we can do. So kind of go team miner. All right, so we got over 21 SCU on board of pure Quantanium. It's still kind of going up, and we got a couple more to go here. Now, this other rock down here that's left was a 90%er, so I just got to make sure I get the right one. All right, we just want to kind of make sure we get the one that's a hundo. There's going to be one that's not a hundo. But this one is, and this should maybe finish us out. That's true. I'm using your guide for modules. Thank you very much, Juan Carlos. That's awesome. And so that's a full 32 SCU of Quantanium right there. And we'll take that. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of a... I always like to take a look when I'm in a cluster. Just take a look around to make sure that I'm not going to get myself into a jam if I back away. All right, so we'll back up just a touch. We'll pivot towards Arc L1. We'll spool up the quantum drive. And we'll punch it and get out of here. Fabrice says, I make it at HURL 3, but I'm definitely not in the best place that the rocks are so slow. Yeah, you know, interesting. I do think that HURL 3 is one of those places now that they have this kind of where you can see what type it is. I was wondering if HURL 3 might not be a bad place to actually you know, try. I like you know, of course I like going to the Aaron Halo from CRUL1. I like the refining bonus for CRUL1. And I also do like you know, I do like going to HURL 3 as well for you know, like I haven't done it in a little while. But I do like the fact that it's a Lagrange point and it's got kind of the different looking asteroids as well. So, yeah, I should head over there one of these times and try it. Ice Cool PT, where do you buy those modules? Well, right now, Ice Cool, there's a little bit of an issue with the refining terminals being kind of blank screen. So, if you want to buy something like Lancet MH1, like a Lancet mining head, that's at Port Olisar. Brants are at Port Olisar. Brants are also at Area 18s. And it's Dumpers Depot at Port Olisar, by the way, Ice School. There are mining gadgets at Area 18's Dumpers Depot as well. You can find, you know, like the Wave Shift there, I believe, the Bormax, those types of things. And so, yeah, it just depends which particular module you're interested in. I did do a little video about that, Ice Cool. It does say, you know, kind of where to pick up some of your mining gear. Where it does have the basics listed in there. That video could be helpful for you as well. But happy to answer, you know, if you're looking for a specific one, I'm happy to help. See if we can't track that down for you. Figure out where it's at. All right, we're headed into Arc L1 with our first unicorn of the day. And that's never a bad thing. So let's go ahead and we'll do our get ready for second quantum here. Fabrice says, I'm actually at Area 18 to buy that stuff. Yeah, I've had to make a few of those runs myself. I mean, I went and picked up a bunch of Lancet mining heads just in case I had any kind of problems. Over at Port Olisar, I picked up Brants. The ones that I'm using, the Brants, you can, everything that I have on my ship except for the quantum drive, you could go pick up at Port Olisar. Ice Cool PT says, my mole is bugged. Yeah, everybody's mole is bugged, Ice Cool. That's a well-known, it is an issue that's part of the issue council. And there's, yeah, I mean, I prefer to solo in the Prospector myself. I know a lot of people absolutely prefer to solo in the mole, and that's, I never begrudge anybody who has more ambition than I do. But I know that that's a known issue. The issue council, like, you can't do any extractions with the mole, and that's it's a terrible thing for sure. So, hopefully, I do hope they get that worked out soon. That throws a monkey wrench into a lot of the way that we do business ourselves.
Have a pleasant stay.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and call for a landing.
Contacting EDO landing assist.
And we'll drop the gear and rotate the VTOLs and see if they won't give us a place to set the skids down here.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Beautiful. Have not heard first alarm yet, so we're in pretty good shape. I'm just going to bring this in nice and easy.
That request has already been granted. Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Yeah, we've been doing lots of stuff. We've been doing a lot of testing lately with the stealth prospectors. We actually, Zell and I kind of did our first podcast on industrial-based stuff last night. That's definitely a little bit different kind of a format type of thing. It's kind of throw your headphones on, and you know, if you happen to be at work or taking a long drive or something, kind of some theory crafting, that kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of good activity on the site lately. We've been kind of putting our foot on the gas a little bit.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Alright, so we're doing our post flight here. I still haven't heard first alarm. In we go to put this first unicorn away. We'll go in, we'll store the prospector, we'll run down to the refinery, put this guy in the hopper, and head back out. Alrighty. Heading down to pad 4. And then from pad 4 down to the lobby. Ace Hambone, how you doing? Nice to see you, Ace. What's happening, man? Just got our first uni, and we're going to put this guy in the hopper. Pretty happy about that. Good opening run. Get this guy stored.
Welcome to the ASOC Vehicle Retrieval System.
Beautiful. We'll head down to the refinery and get this guy cooking. And we'll head back out to the air and halo and do another run for sure. A Sambone says, "How is 3.17.1?" You know, it's really good. I think we're you know, from a mining standpoint, I think we've got Lyria straightened out pretty well. I think with the Air and Halo's gotten straightened out pretty well. You know, obviously rock mining's in a really good shape. I haven't done any hand mining. The Invictus stuff I think has gone fairly well this week. I do know that there's you know, some people definitely, Ace, have been saying that they're having inventory issues. You know, they lose their AUEC, or there's still kind of some ship duplication issues. But for the most part, I mean, I've had a fairly good experience with 3.17.1. And I am looking forward to the, Orison, you know, kind of lockdown with the Ninetails. Face the Fire says, "Oh, you know, dying running down the stairs." Yeah, well, that happens. I mean, there's death by 1,000 cuts in Star Citizen, that's for sure. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, it's funny. You certainly know if you kind of, you know, do foolish things. You know, it'll bring you a fairly quick demise. You know, including things like running downstairs. So. Alright, we'll kind of lock this. There's a Dynic Solvination. And, yeah, got that guy started. So, first 30 SCUs cooking in the books. And we'll go ahead and, let me just double check here and make sure how we doing. 100%, 100%. So, we don't need to stop for any refuel, you know, any kind of food or water. Howser, howdy, howdy. How are you, sir? Nice to see you. Welcome to the channel. By the way, Face the Fire, welcome to the channel as well. Not names I necessarily recognize, and certainly happy to have you along. All right, so very good run in the Aaron Halo. We get, super proud of that first run. Let's go do it again. Let's go back out there and just go after another bit of Quantanium, and let's see if we can't get another nice bit in the hopper. Ace Hambone says, I keep hoping they will surprise us with improved mining elsewhere. Ace, I agree. I think it would be fun if there was like a resource bloom somewhere. If there was some kind of a like, oh my gosh, all of a sudden on Selin, it's crazy Hadanite, or it's, there's been kind of a huge, different type of material to mine, or just something that creates kind of a bottleneck that would kind of get people heading in that direction. I think that would be a lot of fun. Some kind of an event like that where there was, money to be made, but, you had to kind of protect your mining operation in order to do it. I think that'd be sweet. All right, we'll do a little pre-flight here. Obviously, it's always good to take a look at your prospector before you head out. And I know in this particular case, I knew I was missing an item there, so I'll go ahead and save that. And I know I have a freshie in position 2 there. So we'll go ahead and pull prospector 2 and get moving here.
Stand by.
Oster says, not bad. See your videos every now and then, needing something in the background while I'm chugging away at work. That is awesome. And I appreciate that very much. Now, I will say, not to be too crazy, but we just started kind of an industrial podcast as well. Where hopefully once a week we're going to be chatting. What pad am I on? We're going to be chatting, industrial, just kind of theory crafting and that type of thing, and that's on the channel as well. So, something else you can pivot to if we're not live someday. Ulster says, could have a large meteorite hit a moon and have a watering hole of that. That's what I'm talking about, Ulster. Something like that would be fantastic, like super fun game mechanic where there's something's happened and there's just a resource bloom of some variety. So it looks like it's over on this other pad. I'll EVA over to it, and then there's somebody else's prospector on this one. It's so funny. But here's mine over here, so it didn't tell me where it was at, so I had to kind of guess. Alright, that worked just fine. Asmodean, welcome to the channel. He says, first time watching, saw you live and was checking you out. Have you ever had any problems with cargo disappearing from your cargo hold in the prospector? Absolutely. Asmodean, first, that's been a kind of a bug lately that's been happening where as you're kind of mining Quantanium, you get to like 18, 19, 20, 21, and all of a sudden it resets back to 0. If that's what you're talking about, yeah, that's happened a couple times on stream the other day as well. So, some people have said they believe it's the FLTRXLs or those types of modules. I actually have removed my FLTRXL kind of just to see if, I don't experience that issue. I don't, I'm still kind of testing it, theory crafting with it a little bit. I will say, since I've taken it off, I haven't experienced that bug in about 4 or 5 runs. So it is, so far it's interesting. But other people have come and said, hey, it doesn't, I don't use that thing and I have that problem. So it is kind of something that, we're just kind of looking at, doing some testing and trying to figure out exactly what, if we can kind of pin it down. And Ace Hambone says, I like that idea. I like that idea too. That's what I'm talking about, like some kind of an event where there's just like, it creates kind of a mining funnel where, people want to get in there and mine, and of course that would draw the pirates, and then you'd have to have the Overwatch and all that stuff. Just it gets off to the races. It's so fun. Ulster says, saw my first episode, was about halfway through it during my commute. Glad to see this sector of gameplay getting more resources. Yeah, man, thank you very much. It's one of those things. A lot of people do come and listen to this show as kind of like a podcast, and we do a lot of discussions, and I read a lot of your try to read every one of your questions or any one of your comments I can, and so I appreciate that. Thank you, Officer. Asmodean says, yeah, I don't use the prospector. A couple people in my org were talking about it. I fly a mole and she can't pick anything up. Yeah, Asmodean, the mole right now, it's that issue's definitely an issue, Council. It's a known issue. The mole cannot do any extraction at all. And so because the mole can't do any extraction at all, it's just you know, she's in mothballs, right? I mean, it's not any good to you if it can't kind of scoop anything. So a lot of the solo mole folks have kind of fallen back to the prospector a little bit, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, but I definitely want to see them get that fixed right away. So we're going to be dropping out here at 7.8 or so. So we're keeping an eye on it, 10.5 and falling. We've came out to the air in Halo. We got our first unicorn, and we're going to go after our second little bit of Quantanium here in just a sec. All right, so 7.8 is where we want to drop out. Here we go, 7, 9, 7, 8, boom. All right, that's not too shabby right there. We'll go ahead and set us back towards Arc L1. Turn off the quantum drive. Go ahead and spin up just a touch on the velocity. Pull out the mining laser and do our first ping scan here. As when Ace Hambone says, us miners know Lyria like the back of our hand, but could get lost on other moons and planets and Saturn. It's very true. I think Lyria's become such a important, place to, so it is a big part of our identity is just kind of the mechanics on Lyria. It's been so consistent. All right, that's a P-type out of the, go ahead and take a look there. That's an E-type. All right, we'll kind of reset our scan. And let's take a look at the rest of these. That's an M-type. We got to get within 12.2. Send that along. That's an E-type. What's that guy there? Nothing. That's an M-type. That's a P-type. All right, we'll just kind of keep headed towards Arc L1. We'll roll back to our 180, our 179 scan or 180 scan, and keep moving. So, Asmodean, as in UEMC Asmodean. Oh yeah, that's very, very nice thought process there. E-type. So yeah, as we're cruising along here, we're just looking at the types. We're looking for Q types, right? That's the Quantanium type. And so, I've mentioned it before, but if you ping them a couple of times and they don't tell you what type they are or whatever, there's a very good chance that there's a Q type right there. So we're going to keep moving towards this Q type. Juan Carlos asked, do I play 4K? I play at 1440p. That's the resolution. And I'm hoping to invest in 4K a little bit later this year. But, I play at 1440p and I stream at 1080. Oh, Ace Hamilton says, could you explain the difference between E, M, and P types? The different types have different materials in them. I can't remember one of them has kind of Baxilite, one of them has kind of Laranite, I believe, in it. And then, one of them, of course, is going to be more like diamond and that kind of stuff. The Q types are what we're looking for. That's the Quantanium type. I think that's probably one of the most important things is I'm out here searching for Q types. Those are the ones that are going to produce a little bit of moolah. All right, so we haven't had any. Oh boy, we're zooming past them. That's why you don't fly right at them, that's for sure. This is only going to be like a 2%er, but I'd like to at least get the scan result. There we go. And that's a 7%er, so not a great percentage, but I still, like I said, still thought it would be nice to get the result there. As Woody says, I went out to the belt the other day. Seems like unscannable rocks are far less. I only found 2 non-quant rocks. Yeah, I mean, I definitely am not approaching the non-scannable ones nearly as much because if I don't get a ping off of them, like this tells me it's a P type. So that's, and this tells me it's a E type. And so if it's not a Q-type, I'm not flying near it. And if I hit it with a couple of pings, that's Q-types right there. If I hit it with a couple of pings and it doesn't kind of respond to type back, then I know that that's an unscannable rock. So that makes it very, very, very good. I mean, you're spending a lot less time. Now, this is actually going to be a Quantanium cluster, I believe. So we kind of got lucky here. This is a nice Quantanium cluster. Very nice. So we've been out here a couple of runs. You know, this is a big cluster too. I think this is that's a 10. It's a 10 spotter right there, right? So good stuff. So second Quantanium cluster we found. Definitely crossing our fingers that we, you know, crossing our fingers that there's something good to mine in here. This is probably going to be a halfway decent rock. A 21%er, so that's, you know, that's a good start. That's probably going to be like a 15%er or something like that. Oh, no, just a 4. So far I got 3 more to scan, I think. That's not going to be real great. Cyber Spooky, good day, sir. How are you? Alright, so there's a 10%er at least. Kind of a working man's cluster here, unless it's got something. Oh, it does. Looks like it does have a little in it. Alright, so there's basically a 40-40 right there. That is a 39%er, a 4600 mass. So this is definitely the rock that we're looking for. Let's go ahead and we'll kind of get ourselves ready. Now, yeah, I mean, that's if it doesn't break that great, I could always break that 20%er up as well and get myself a full unicorn here. But this is this is a 4600 mass at 39%. So if this breaks clean enough, this could be everything I need. So we'll go ahead and mess with that a little bit. Drizniz says happy mining. Cyber Spooky saying good day. It is nice to see everybody today. Bloody cold in Tasmania tonight, I can imagine, sir. It has been kind of chilly and rainy here in northern Michigan, I'll tell you that much. So, absolutely beautiful rock. This guy, a 39%er. You know, I am crossing my fingers that she breaks clean. Because there's definitely 32 SCU in this guy if she does. Second cluster I found, you know, kind of really nice. You know, very happy with the way that's going. Letting this climb up into the green here. There it goes. Keeping a good eye on it here for sure.
Warning, power critical.
Let it fall out there just a touch. That's okay. Just wanted to make sure it was a good clean break. KSS says, 07 peeps, what's occurring? Well, we are in the Aaron Halo. We had a, first run out here, we got a unicorn. The second run out here, we're going to go ahead and see how we do. That's got nothing in it. That's a good sign. The other one had 53%. This looks like this is also going to have nothing in it. That's an excellent sign. And then this guy looks like it's also going to have nothing in it. So this is great. We're going to have 200%ers, I think, and a if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be 10 SCU. That's 100%. Okay, that's great. This is going to be not quite 100% if I were to, maybe. Let's take a look. No, it is. Okay, so 850. So 16 SCU there. And then this guy here is half of this is Quantanium as well. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and get these guys broken down. Couple of hundos, and so she broke pretty clean. So, Oster says, been a hot minute since I've been in the Halo. So hearing masses smaller than 5K is messing with me. Yeah, well, yeah, they're never over. 5122 is the arbitrary biggest size you're going to find to mine, and in the air in Halo, they're not. The rocks aren't any bigger than that. I don't know if they used to be bigger than that, but they're not bigger than that now.
Warning, power critical. Warning, power critical.
So I went down to a 3% there. As you can tell, this is kind of tight. I'm going to bounce between 7 and 3. Looks like it's going to fall out at 7, so I'm back up to 9. Just kind of feeling it out here. It's a tiny mass rock, a 5.7. All right, she's going to climb up in there, I think. That's good. We're definitely not breaking 2 rocks, 1 branch charge this time. That's okay though. This is a nice 10 SCU, pure Quantanium, so this is great. Asvodian says, yeah, 4631, 4931, 5122. They just don't get any bigger than that. Driz kind of says, hey days. That's awesome. KSS says, V, what's your suggested method for solo mole miners to take advantage of the new meta? Right now, KSS, the real problem with the solo mole is the moles cannot extract. So they definitely will have to get that part of it fixed first. So that's the thing I would probably look to have happen first, is to get the extraction bug fixed for the mole. The other thing is I don't necessarily think that the mole will be in a good position. I mean, you'll probably have to, would have to do something like do a 180 scan and then run down, or just kind of run down and do your scanning kind of from the mole's mining lasers in order to see, what types they are. So it's not really going to lend itself too much towards solo moling. That's for sure. It's going to be a little bit tighter situation there. Alright, let's kind of scooch this guy up and see if we... Oh, yeah. I need to... Boy, we got that guy going really quickly, and that escalated quickly, but I just killed the laser before it got grumpy. Yeah. She was racing up there. Hey, Sandbone says, bring the Orion. Yeah, what? Always bring the Orion. If there's an opportunity to bring the Orion, bring the Orion. I don't disagree with any of that. Chomp, chomp, chomp. A lot of rocks out here we could eat. Beautiful. All right, so we got a lot of scooping that we need to do down this way, right? Because we know these are all hundos down this way for sure. And we will begin the scooping part. So there's a very good chance we're going to get darn close to this. If that last rock broke cleanly, we should be in pretty good shape. And also depends on if we get the reset or not. Asmodian says, I just use the focus ping and look for multiples on Lyria. Yeah, that's obviously the focus doing that on Lyria is the best. That particular thing is going to be a lot better. If I had the solo mole, I would definitely probably do it more on Lyria specifically for that reason, because at least I can know that from the chair I can tell if it's multiples, it's absolutely Quantanium. So that's, yeah, I mean, if I was going to choose anywhere to solo mole right now, it would definitely be on Lyria. You're going to have to zigzag too much and go out of your way a whole bunch if you are in the air in Halo. You're just going to have to kind of go to every opportunity marker and kind of give it a look. And that's never that efficient, that's for sure. Tina, how are you? And he's back. Hey, peeps. Nice to see you. So we're hoping that some of this, you know, some of this guy broke up good. We'll have to see here. 247. That's good. That's getting us close. And there must be one, maybe one more rock I'm not seeing. Ooh, there's this guy. And then there's the 67. There's nothing. Oh, it's this guy. All right. I was going to say, there must be one other rock over here I'm not noticing or whatever. So this is my other hundo here. Now, I don't know if this is going to get us to a full uni or not, right? I don't think we're going to quite make it, actually. It's going to be close. No, we didn't quite make it. And there's only this 67 left. Oh, no. So... oh, you know, we're not gonna get a uni by 0.8 units. So we got a mulligan uni. Anything that's within 0.10 is a mulligan uni. We'll take it. That's what I call those when you're that close or whatever. So we'll kind of scooch away. We'll fire up the drive and off we go. So that's hilarious. We ended up with a mulligan uni just right at the end. So nothing to sneeze at, though. 2 unicorns right in a row, basically. I mean, within 0.08 of 2 unis in a row. So very, very good runs so far. Nothing to sneeze at. Ace Hambone says works in the belt too in the mole. I don't stop for singles. Yeah, Asmodian, that makes sense. I think that's probably makes sense. Icicle says, hey mate, how do you see the types of asteroid? I just scanned. Only shows the box icon at a distance. So you have to have the mining laser out, Icicle. That's one of the first things. You have to have the mining laser out, and then you have to focus your angle of your radar in order to, and then ping. So it's a little bit to it, right? I'll come back out to the air in Halo one time and demonstrate it again. So you know, no problem. We'll go ahead and we'll take this one in. We'll dump this off, and then I'll come out to the Halo one more time and show you how to do it, Ice. Juan Carlos says, bro, and ask, with the mole being bigger than the prospector, you can cargo more quant and have the same problem with the time limit. Oh yeah, you do, Juan Carlos. The time limit, it's the same in the prospector or the mole. You know, that's certainly one of the things, you know. But you can position, like if there's 2 different rocks there, you can position the mole in a way where one laser kind of reaches one rock, one laser reaches another rock, and you can scoop and then run to the other laser and scoop. And I mean, there are things that people get really good at when it comes to doing those things. I mean, you know, people who are very efficient at mole mining, you know, positioning is everything with that. You want to make sure you're in a good, solid position. And then how do you focus the range? Any special key? Yes. If you haven't set it to anything, they're going to be the period and the comma keys. Those are going to be the things that change that particular thing. So you want to start out with a 180 scan, and then once you have opportunity markers with the mining laser out, you want to focus it down to like a very narrow thing, even down to a 2 if it's at a distance. And just keep pinging it, and it will show you then what type it is. And it's a very, I mean, it's, you know, it's a winner situation. You know, it really has kind of changed the air in Halo for the better, at least for now. So I really have enjoyed the air in Halo lately. So in we go. We're gonna bring this in at a reasonable clip, but nothing too crazy. Asmodian says exactly with mole position. It really is. I mean, solo mole mining really is about positioning the mole just perfectly. Osar says as you get more experience, the 15 minutes you get starts to feel like it. Yeah, I agree with that. Osar saying you get eventually you get comfortable with the 15-minute timer, and I agree with that 100%. I will tell you guys a quick funny story, because some of you guys, hey, by the way, I am noticing some new faces today, so please do like and subscribe, guys. You know, I do quite a bit of Quantanium mining content all the time, and I really love it when people come and contribute like this. It's great. So please do like and sub. But one thing I will say is, I lost my train of thought. It was specifically about the timer. So yeah, I used to run Quantanium in. Like, I didn't realize you could actually second quantum. I just didn't realize it was a thing till I joined the org. And then some. I was in a ship one time and he quantumed the second time. I thought you had to kind of come out of quantum and then like bring it in on a rail, like 60 some out. And I used to do that all the time. I mean, you know, bring my Quantanium runs in, like just do, you know, run like crazy. The day I found out you could actually do the second quantum was the day the timer stopped scaring me at all. I was like, oh my gosh, I've been flying these in from a distance. You know, so you can extract from 250 million away. That's 250 AM away. That's 250 meters away. Yeah, that makes sense. So look, I bring it in nice and slow. I do have a, drop my gear VTOL. I haven't even heard first alarm yet. I definitely have had a couple of situations where my eye strayed to the chat lately or that type of thing, and I crash or whatever, and I don't want to do that. So, we'll just kind of bring her in nice and easy. Now, explosions are always good for the channel, but they're not necessarily, I certainly like to demonstrate to you guys kind of, the safest possible game methods. So, game methods, there we go. All right. So we'll do a post-flight here.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Go ahead and turn off the engines. Haven't even heard first alarm yet, and in we go. Officer says, oof, yeah. That's the trick is the vital to teach new miners. Yeah, for sure. I mean, hopefully people, I do tend to find that people do pick up a lot of, watching just kind of the blue collar version of it just happening is usually the best demonstration. People can watch and be like, oh, I see he does this or this. That's how I pick things up. I know that, when I watch some of the streams, like, certainly I watch Jack Axton streams, I watch Starstream stream from time to time. I definitely learn from those guys as well. And so, and really, and kind of pride myself in being, like being is person. I mean, they're good. They have really good content. I mean, they're really personable people. So, I think that's a wonderful thing. Travel required. Welcome to the channel. How are you? How did you get your icons yellow? Excellent question, Traveled. And one I get asked a lot. It's going to be the Aerial Greycat armor set. That's how the icons are yellow. I do have also a video, Travel, called Yellow Icons. If you look on my channel, the video is called Yellow Icons, and it explains everything about it, where to buy the Aerial, that type of thing. But it is the Aerial Greycat armor set. So if just if you look at this this Aerial set here, I'll kind of get into light. It's this set. Now it's the helmet. You have to put the helmet on, Travel. It's not the whole set. It's just the helmet, right, that gives you the icons. And if you buy the helmet and put it on, you do have to log out to menus and log back in one time for the yellow icons to take effect. So do understand that as well. If you buy it, you do still have to why is it a claim? All right. Well, I don't like that. I'm gonna head back up to pad 4. It's on claim, and I don't like that. I'm gonna go up there, and I'll probably have a first alarm now. I am not claiming it, though. That's for sure. Oh, that's some of the best viewing coming in hot with Quantanium. Yeah, the Ace. I definitely came in hot with Quantanium a couple of times and left a smudge on the side of the. So we're probably going to be in an alarm state for sure when I get back to this thing. All I'm going to do is look. I'm just going to pull this. I'm just going to lift this thing up. I'm going to go land on the other pad. And I'm going to have him store me. Right. That's going to be a fairly simple process here. So. Hopefully that will get us clear. These are some of the things you have to deal with occasionally. Is that hey, I landed correctly. I did everything, all the things that I was supposed to do. I felt right, but for whatever reason, it's now we are in an alarm state. It's just first alarm. We don't want to panic here. There's still enough time. I mean, up we go. And I'm really just going to very simply get a touch more altitude. I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to set it down on the wrong pad and have them store me. Now hopefully I haven't taken this poor guy's pad here, and I might have.
Thank you, and please visit again.
He's coming in here looking like, what the heck's this guy doing? Which is a reasonable question.
Warning, you are blocking an active flight lane. Please vacate the vicinity.
Uh-oh.
You're safe.
I just flew over. Okay. I was wondering. That's awesome. Also says, yeah, I tune into Action streams as well. He lives a couple hours from me. That's awesome, Oscar. Ace Hambone says that's the best viewing coming out. Yeah, exactly. They are, they say they're impounding me. I hope that they are. Rock Eye says, sometimes you could call again for the landing after you land and storing the ship thing will go away. It's true. I'm definitely, I've had a lot of good luck with just letting them do this to the ship. You know, and just kind of letting it just kind of get stored that way. So, you know, I do it this way. Could also request the pad again. Yeah, that's definitely, you know, is definitely an option, you guys. For sure. I just kind of, you know, I've had a pretty good luck so far with just kind of letting it pull it in. So hopefully we'll go down there and see if we can put this guy in the hopper as well. And get back out to the air in Halo one more time. I think it was someone wanted a little bit more of a demonstration, I think, on how the mechanic worked out there. So we'll go do that. And so far we have just done really, really, really good today. We haven't been streaming very long, and you know, we've got a couple of unis on board, so very happy with that. Very happy with that. That is cool. Hey, Sambo says, and your body does get transported indoors. It does. Yeah, it is a little bit, you know, you do get kind of the executive, the first class trip in. Nathan says, is scanning still busted? It's not, Nathan. There are lots of, like, the scanning on Lyria isn't, you know, is more of, it's changed, but it's really, you know, it's become more of an active ping, but it's good. And then the scanning, you know, also, you know, I've been demonstrating the air in Halo today as well, so it's not broken like it used to be. I mean, it's definitely in a lot better shape than it was. So cool. All right. Well, that's our second guy on board right there. We've put 60 SCU in the hopper in 2 trips, and that's, you know, that's lovely. Let me just go ahead and double check here. We're still, oh, I'm at 80 thirst or whatever. So this is one of the things I definitely like to do in between runs is while you're down here. I mean, you are passing water and passing drinks, so just go ahead and get yourself some for sure. Now, you know, Nathan, it really, I guess it depends on exactly what it is. You know, I mean, different people have had different thoughts on it. I have been able to scan, you know, pretty consistently well now. Now that we kind of figured out how it works. So, you know, there's certainly maybe a specific bug or something that you're talking about, but on the whole, you know, you're able to you know, to do the zoom-ins. Yeah, I mean, you still have to zoom in to see the more refined ping. I mean, I don't know that that's necessarily, you know, and if they're calling that part of it a bug, that's interesting. I have thought that that's, you know, kind of the way that it just works now. But we'll have to see. Are the screens in the refinery still blank? They are, I think. We could go back and look for sure. They were as of yesterday. I do know that. No. I trapped this poor person. Oh, no, they made it out. I was like, I thought I trapped them in the elevator with me. Next time I'm down there, I'll look, Rock. I think that they are. I guess I could be wrong about that, though. Well, 2 runs out to the Halo and 2 unicorns, really. I mean, the second one was a mulligan uni. It was actually a 31.92. So it definitely falls in that the .10 is kind of, you know, I call them a mulligan uni. That's just kind of, you know, you get a little bit of a leeway there. Pretty good run nonetheless. So we'll go ahead and pre-flight our prospector. And, oh, I need to actually probably pay my fine. Let's do that.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Alrighty. Pay fine.
That vehicle has been moved to our storage facility. Impounded.
Alright, I think it's gonna, let's just check Prospector 2 and make sure it's still that guy. Yep, that's the one right there. Now I know I have an empty slot here. And I still haven't put the FLTRXL back on. Ice Cool says they are tested 5 minutes ago. So it does sound like it sounds like the terminals are still dark down there. So it doesn't surprise me that they are. I definitely was hoping that they do get that fixed at some point. I did put out a little video about where you can buy some basic mining components. So that's can be a helpful tool. If for some reason you need like a Lancet or a Brant or some Surges, some Stampedes, just kind of where they're at, where you can get them. The real basic stuff. It wasn't an exhaustive list by any stretch of the imagination, but enough to kind of get you moving for sure. And yeah, so 2 very successful runs out to the air in Halo. I am going to run right back out there again. I will, when we get out there again, talk you guys through. Hey, Ace, he's off to work. Enjoy shorts. Thanks for the chest. Thanks, Ace. Nice to see you. Enjoy your day, sir, and thank you for joining. It was awesome. So yeah, we're gonna go out there. I will explain the scanning mechanic one more time. I know that that there was someone on the channel here was mentioning like wanting to figure out how to get the types of ping. So we'll talk through that one more time, and then we'll see how it goes. If we have another really good run out there and find stuff relatively quickly, then we might do a bonus round and head over to Leary at the end of that. So we'll just kind of see how things go. We're still in really good shape. And so we are cooking. Beautiful, beautiful day here. A little bit of little bit of thunder. But I love summer storms. I don't know about the rest of everybody. I just love myself a good summer storm. So off to HRF5 we go. Focus scanned. It was me. Yeah, Ice. We'll definitely get you squared away. I'll kind of show you that here in just a second, and if it, hopefully it will help. Christoffel, how are you, Christoffel? Nice to see you today. You can get some mining modules and stuff in New Babbage. You absolutely. That's an excellent tip. You absolutely can get some there. Shubin Interstellar has some of those components. Dumpers Depot on Area 18 has some of those components. Dumpers Depot on Port Alisar has some of those components. So, yeah, I mean, really between those places you can find a lot of what you're looking for. Also, there are things that are on display in the different refineries. I don't have a exhaustive list of those, but you can go look at what's on display. Dakota, welcome to the channel. Dakota, how are you today? And so we are headed over to the air in Halo for our round 3. We've gotten 2 unicorn runs, the first 2, and pretty excited about that. And we're going to head over. We're going to drop out at about 7.8 and just begin kind of going through the meta. Nathan Whitney says Tammany and Sons. That's another excellent place, Tammany and Sons in Lorville. Good on you, Nathan. Thank you for that suggestion. Oscar says, being in a tornado alley, we get some lovely summer storms. We just have to keep our ears out for when it occasionally gets nasty. Yeah, we actually had a tornado that happened here in northern Michigan. Kind of made national news. It was a pretty gnarly one. I mean, it was one of those days where it was like 80 out, and then it was like a storm front came in that was like 50 degrees, and boy, it sparked a real nasty tornado, and people got it. Bronson says, I'm curious, do you play with sticks? Bronson, excellent question. I have VKB Gladiators. Those are NXTs, premiums. I do love those sticks. Dakota, nice to meet you, sir. But I do switch to mouse and keyboard when I go. So right now I'm using sticks. I do a lot of my flying with sticks here. I'm going to drop out of here at 7.8. Excellent. But now that I kind of, have come out of Quantum, or when I do any kind of combat flying, it's always with sticks. But when I do, like right now, I'm switching over. As soon as I kind of roll over here and unspool the drive, I will kind of switch over to mouse and keyboard and just kind of, and I like mining with mouse and keyboard, and I do FPS with mouse and keyboard. So it's just kind of a hybrid model that I use. Dakota says, what is the best thing to do for making money for beginners? Well, Dakota, I think the one of the best thing to do for me, there's a couple of different things. Number one, box missions are always a great idea, Dakota. They get you kind of looking at different places of the verse, practicing your takeoffs and landings. Those are an excellent way to begin. Of course, there are some, also there are these combat missions. I forget what they're called. Let me see if I can figure out what they're called. Claim jumpers missions. These right here, the claim jumpers missions can be, can be good as well. I mean, they're fairly, not terribly difficult to do. And then, Face of Fire says, wait, you're in Michigan too? Yeah, I am. I'm in Northern Michigan. That's awesome, Face. So yeah, I mean, box missions are probably where I would begin. And so anyways, just kind of speaking to this meta here. So, I'm going to pull out the mining laser, and I am going to go ahead and do a 180. If you notice my field of view, I'm changing. So it's the big red number on the left-hand side, of the port side. It's a 178 scan. So now with the mining laser out, boom, I have opportunity markers. Now I can bring the focus down to 2 and re-ping, and it's going to tell me that's an M type. If you look on the scan results on the left, on the right-hand side. So this is a P type. We're looking for Q types. We can actually scan up to, we can scan up to 12.2 away. So that's one of the things that's really nice here. Spectre Fleet says, hope the stream is going well. Thank you, Spectre Fleet. That's awesome. Oscar says, dang, we had one hit town a month back, didn't kill anyone, but wrecked a few buildings. Yeah, that was a gnarly one for sure. Macaron, welcome to the channel, Macaron. How about Mero Kane? How about that? Mero Kane, welcome to the channel, Mero Kane. I need to read your name better. I would also recommend finding someone for gun for doing bounties. Yeah, you can also just kind of, that's a great suggestion. What Mayor Kane is saying there is you also can jump in with somebody else and just be their gunner and, and make a few bucks that way and kind of just get used to the way things work. From just kind of pairing up with somebody who kind of knows what they're doing. That's never a bad idea either. Now, I've kind of pinged that one a couple of times. It's not telling me what it is, really. That's a P type there. How do you change it, the field of view? I think if you hit the mouse, if you hit your period or it's like the greater than and less than signs, it's going to be next to your right shift button. You have you'll have the exclamation point, or the question mark, and then next to those are your greater than and less thans. That's where you're going to find those. So I actually have mapped mine to mouse wheel, right? So I'm rolling my mouse wheel to change that number on the left-hand side. So here we go, 180 scan, get your opportunity markers. And then, if it's like this one here is, it's a little too far out, I'm just going to approach it. And once I get within 12.2, it will tell me exactly what's in it. So boom, I'm pinging it. Now, if you ping it, like I said, here I pinged it a couple times. You want to, keep it honest, give it 3 or 4 pings. But if it will not give you any additional information, any kind of type results or whatever, chances are it's not going to be something that you can, it's an unscannable rock. And that does happen quite a bit. So, it's just one of those things you kind of have to get used to. And I will kind of roll it back again to the 180 scan. We'll ping here. And there's some opportunity markers up here. This guy's at 12. That is a Q type right there. So we'll head, now with it being a Q type, and it looks like it's just a single rock, but it's a Q type, so we know Q types are what we're looking for. Those are the Quantanium rocks. So, thanks, and you say my name right. Well done, it's rare. Mayor Kane, that's awesome. Bronson says that Takata, I would say renting the ROC and Cutlass. That's another way. Absolutely, Bronson's right. There's another suggestion. Renting the ROC and the Cutlass can be a very, very helpful as well. And I know that these over here, there's I was headed towards it. So there it is, right up there. Let's see. Let's see. It's not going to be a great rock. We'll approach it or whatever, but it's not going to be a great rock. Hookah Cowboy, welcome to the channel, Hookah. Morning, y'all. Hope everyone's coffee is as hot as your Quantanium. Yeah, man. It's all going that way, man. The Quantanium's been hot. The coffee's been hot. The conversation's been fantastic. We're rolling for sure, man. That's awesome. Welcome to the channel this morning. So, yeah, we are cruising along here. We are going to keep looking for more Q types. This is here. It looks like oh, that might have been a Q type actually. Let's go ahead and get that scan back. Hold on. Might have gave up on it a little too soon. Ooh, that is a Q type. All right, so we'll head towards this Q type as well. When Q types are what we're looking for here. That's where the money makers are. Look at Drac. Coffee I make has been recommended to patch the that's like the rubber stuff that you put on your driveway, he's saying. That's awesome. That's funny, Drac, for sure. Simon Quinney, hi from Scottish Highlands. How are you? Welcome aboard. Glad you're able to make it today, Simon, for sure. That's wonderful, and it's always a blessing when people from all walks of life have an opportunity to come and hang out here. Here's this rock here. I don't think this is going to be that great. I knew it was a single Q type, just a 6%er, so we're going to keep moving there. What's this guy over here at 12 away? Let's take a look at that particular type if we can. And yeah, we're not getting any activity there, so we'll just kind of keep moving. We'll roll back here to a 180 scan and keep it moving. Salute to you, Sir Simon. That's awesome. And yeah, we're just going to keep on taking a look at the different types. We're approaching any Q types. That's a P type there. That's not going to do it for us. We'll look at this guy again. That one traditionally hasn't been great about letting us see it. This one here is a... Give it a couple of pings, and if they will not kind of give you any scan results, just keep moving on. I know it's some of them, I suppose if you give them a little more love, they might eventually show you what they are. But yeah, you can see that's unusual, but I have seen this before where you start kind of, they won't, they kind of go through like this little, I don't know, snafu where they don't want to give you the types. Just grin and bear it for a moment or two. That sometimes it's the server just being a touch laggy. It will definitely start again. There's an M type. P type. P type. So we're going to keep moving along here. We're looking for Q types, of course. Spearhead says, top of the morning to you. Spearhead, how are you, sir? Appreciated your comments for sure on some of the stuff. Some of the videos and things. How are you? It's nice to see you. So awesome. All right, what do we got here? There's an E-type. Got to get within 12.2, so before we send it. Not getting any love out of that guy there. We'll keep on moving. Couple of opportunities down this way. That's a P-type. That's a P-type. Yeah, I definitely should. There's a Q-type right there. We'll head over there and take a look at that Q-type and see what we got. Yeah, maybe server needs some coffee. That's exactly, yeah, maybe it does. That's for sure. So one of the things, once you kind of have a Q-type, it's never a bad idea to roll back to a 90-degree scan and just keep flying in that direction, and eventually, just like it did there, see how it kind of picked it up. Now, once again, you don't want to fly right at rocks. You just don't, you'll kind of get over your skis and be going too fast and crash into it. So make sure you are flying to the side. This is not going to be a great rock. I can tell right off the bat as we're kind of flying by. This is just a 5%er. So, no big deal. We'll just kind of lock the focus down, look at our opportunity markers, and keep marking them. That's an E-type there. Hey, there's another Q-type, and it looks like a couple of rocks over there. So we'll head in that direction, for sure. Bronson says that, Doc, I have mine in Aberdeen and have no issues filling up the ROC. Aberdeen is the best for Hadnite. I don't disagree with that. You will want to make sure that you bring a environmental suit. Mach 1 Greeble, how are you, Greebs? Hey, what's going on this side? Well, you know what? We're just doing a little bit of Quantanium mining. That's, you know, kind of like we do, sir. And so we'll take a look at these couple of rocks. We've been out 2 runs and 2 unicorns, so absolutely proud of that. You know, and we'll just kind of see what we get here. We're kind of coming in. Now, this probably won't be terrible. 7%er, that's not going to do it for us. And this one here is not going to be that great either. That's going to be a 3%er. So we'll just keep moving. Moving. And we've definitely starting to find a few Q-types, you know, so every time we find those, we're going to fly right at them. So there we go. Just keeping, you know, keeping ourselves just kind of foot on the gas here. There's an E-type. M-type and an M-type cluster, really. There was a lot of flashes there. E-type. P-type. Yep, and we'll just keep on rolling over here towards ArcL1. The reason you want to keep something kind of, you know, right in your, you know, want to kind of stay heading towards a fixed point is so you don't kind of retread old ground. That's for sure. Mach 1 Greeble says, I haven't played for a couple of months. Did they fix all the bugs in mining yet? Not all of them, sir, but they have, you know, they certainly have gotten the scanning in a better place, which is great. You know, this is a Q-type here. We'll head towards that and take a look at it. So, yeah, I mean, the scanning mechanics have gotten a little better, and that's, I think, you know, right now there is a bug with the mole, which is not great. We'll keep kind of looking in this direction. I think it was over this way. I don't think that was the one I passed at like 1,000. Ah, it's right here. Not a great rock, single rock. And that's going to end up being a, you know, really just a 2%er, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 2%er, blue cap. We'll keep moving. So yeah, you know, some things have got, hey, and there's some Q-types over there. Now this is a, you know, good sign. So you can see that we can kind of see at a distance the kind of the type of rock that it is, which, you know, can be certainly a benefit. And we've had pretty good success doing this. Yeah, looks like this. I think this is going to be more than one rock over here. Looks like it's a couple. We'll kind of get scanning on these guys here in just a sec and see what it looks like. So the first rock's definitely not going to be a good one. And you can see I'm coming in hot. And that is just fine. Nothing wrong with that. Neither one of them are going to be that great, though. It's why you don't aim at them specifically, you know, because you want to zoom along, you know, you don't want to be going too slow. We'll give this guy a scan. This is only going to be a 2%er. It is, yep. And that was another 2%er. So no big deal. We'll keep on heading towards where we want to head towards. And that is ArcL1 is kind of our marker, and we'll just kind of keep focusing down and looking for more. Did that change the amount of Quantanium on Lyria? Now, I have heard, Mach 1 Greeble, that, you know, in my experience has been that it does seem like a touch less. But the one thing is I don't know that I've done enough mining on Lyria to kind of essentially say definitively one way or the other. I do think it's another Q-type over this way. We'll head this way. You definitely have the active scanning meta, which is cool. I mean, you can see the diamond icons from up to 12.2 away, and if it's more than 2, you know, it's always Quantanium, right? That's the beauty there. So, but I will say that it has seemed like it's taken longer recently to find things on Lyria than they've been taking me in the Air and Halo, which is a complete flip flop, right? I mean, that's a lot different. The Air and Halo's been a little quicker for me lately, but because of this particular thing, you can actually kind of scan and see what type of rock it is. So let's go ahead and hopefully one of these has got a decent percentage in it. This does not have a decent percentage in it. This is going to be another 2%er, I think. 3.4, and this guy here is not going to be great either. 5%er, so that's not going to do it for us. We'll keep heading away from that and keep looking. So good scans there. Didn't get a readout there. Nothing on that one. Yeah, I normally give them a few pings, and if they're, you know, oh, sorry, I think we're getting a little further away from that one than we need to. You know, if we get a, you know, if you don't get any results, then the chances are they're just the unscannables, and don't spend a lot of time going after them. A lot of, you know, most of the time, almost all the time that I've ever kind of flew up on those, it was definitely a situation where they just were unscannable rocks. Alright, here's something we're getting a little tighter on. And right at 12.2, I'll do the ping. No scan result there. You know, obviously out at that distance, sometimes I will ping a few times just to make sure. Yeah, keep on moving. Hey, there's quite a few markers out this way now. Let's see what we got. P-type. M-type. Nothing there. Acting a little squirrely there. Good morning, Andreas. How are you? Nice to see you, sir. Hope that you're doing well. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that maybe the server might be chugging around a little bit. Not getting that many opportunity markers. I think I'm at the right. We'll just keep heading in this direction for a minute. We might have 30K'd. We'll go ahead and look. R-4, enter, tab, out. B-Win's hanging in there a little bit. We'll have to see here. FPS isn't great for where we are. But yeah, you can see our opportunity markers have kind of, even at a 360 scan, it disappeared. So I would say that the server's kind of beginning to act a touch wonky. And I'm looking at the B-Win, and it's kind of stuck there at 0.27, 0.28. So it looks like it's trying to chug through something or another. It's a very unusual thing to kind of have your activity markers kind of... I haven't had this happen before where the activity markers have kind of just stopped showing up entirely. I'll turn this off for a second. I'm just going to turn on B-scan. Andre says, we got a holiday today. I just slept till 5:30 p.m., so yeah, I can't say how the day... That's awesome. Good for you, man. There's nothing like, you know, getting a little extra rest sometimes, you know. I mean, I am somebody who can really appreciate that at my age. You know, so grabbing a little bit of extra, you know, there. Yeah, now our opportunity markers have stopped entirely. I'm going to do this. I'm going to spool up. I'm just going to punch it, and then I'm just going to punch out. So I'm just going to do a mini jump and see if something's just gotten a little foolish. But if, look, and I'm spooling, I would say that the server's probably 30K. It did. The B-Win's down to 0. We did 30K. I thought she was, it definitely seemed like that's what was happening. So that is what's happening. So it will 30K here in just a second. I will chat with you guys while it does. We got Nate says, has the server been sluggish for mining the last couple days with the free fly going on? It has been a touch sluggish, Nate. I mean, you know, quite honestly, but it hasn't been bad. I mean, it hasn't been bad at all. I will tell you, it's been actually doing really well as far as I've been fairly consistent and able to find things to mine for sure. Tina Peterson says some Danes had a holiday, others had to go do a 10-hour work shift. Oh no, Tina. And I mean, we have a Memorial Weekend is this weekend. That's, obviously it's just Thursday now and then there's Friday, but the weekend is a 3-day weekend normally for people in the States who have office jobs, that type of thing. Give me an extra moment to sip a little Java. Nothing wrong with that. And we will head back out to the Air Inhaler. Now, I will say, I noticed a few new faces today, and if you are a new face, please do like and subscribe. I mean, it's a super big benefit if you come in and you like, and it's a super big benefit if you come in and subscribe and come hang out while we're doing Quantanium mining. Andrea says, the opportunity markers of the real life in our age. Yeah, exactly. Drag says, it's not bad because I only tried to log in once. Yeah, there you go. So here we are. We're just going to do the exact... I mean, we're just going to pull the prospector and head right back out there and look. We're going to take a look for anything else that we can possibly find to mine out there. I'd like to at least get one more run, if not 2 more runs in. We'll just have to see how long it takes to find this next one. And we have 2 unicorns on board today anyway, so we are doing really well. That 30K was, I could definitely, once you kind of start losing your opportunity markers, you definitely know it's it's incoming for sure. Let me do a little bit of I probably will need to do the retrieval, right?
Welcome to the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Yep, I'm pretty sure what I'll have to do is retrieve it. Yep.
Vehicle selected.
Which is cool. Make sure you have your helmet on. I will, Drac, for sure. That's awesome.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Now I will absolutely store it.
ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Because I need to be able to pre-flight it, and that's what you have to do is kind of... claim it, because you have to retrieve it because it was, the 30K protection, and then you have to just pull it out and restore it, so it's at the location that you're at. So we'll just double check. This is the VK00. We're definitely good on the Brants, so off we go. Let's go ahead and pull that guy back out and head back out.
Vehicle retrieval system. Vehicle selected. Stand by.
Mach 1 Grievous says, well, I'm knackered. Good night, guys. Hey, Mach 1, have a great night. Get yourself some rest, sir, and we'll see you around the way. That's for sure. That's awesome, Pad, too. DB Cooper says, look at that. I literally woke up on the wrong side of the bed and fell to my death. Yeah, that happens in Star Citizen. For sure. Alright, back out we go. And back out to the Halo we go, and we'll look for some more Q-types and see if we can't find one to mine. Climbing on in. Beautiful.
Hello, how can this help you today? Systems on.
HURL5. Looking good there. Up we go. We'll just kind of pull this gear. spool up the drive, and as soon as we kind of clear station, off we go.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Very nice. I'm gonna turn on a fan in here. It's a little bit well, it's muggy out, so hopefully that won't cause too much extra white noise there. Let me know if it does. So we're headed over to HURL5. We'll drop out a 7.8 and get right back after it again. We definitely found a few single queue types over that way, but we didn't find everything that we were looking for. We wanted at least one more uni on board today. Ice Cool says, can't seem to have laser strength to break a 4.2 rock. That's interesting, Ice. Which are you renting the Prospector? Because that's that sounds like it's more the Arbor. Murlork, how are you today? Nice to see you. Drac says, is mining an option there around the station? Not for Quantanium, Drac, but it's definitely for other things. Andrea says, my last run yesterday was scuffed. I found good rock scannable, but not mineable. Same effect as you put the... Yeah, when I found the rock type, my game crashed on the way back. Yeah, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right, Andreas? That does happen sometimes. I get... You know, I feel what you're putting down for sure. Picking up what you're putting down. High School says, I have a 2% and 35% more of Q. Let me drop out here. 7.7, 7.8. Boom. All right. I have 2 with 35% and more of Q. Yeah, as long as, I mean, if you have, you really, you cannot Quantanium mine with the rented Prospector. It's not going to do it. It's not going to be able to, you definitely, with the rented Prospector, you want to do Bexelite, Laranite, and Terranite. I don't know if that's what you have or not, but that's one thing I would definitely mention to you. The rented Prospectors just can't do it. Ah, the Helix. Yeah, now, the Helix should be able to break a 4.2 easy, I would imagine. Murlor says he can also help as well. So, I mean, sounds like he's happy to kind of maybe, friend and head over and give you a hand with it. That's awesome, Murlor, for sure. All right, cool. I see. So Ice Cool saying he does have his. All right, let me just kind of get this guy up. All right, and get this guy going here. And let's go back and do a kind of a 180 scan. And there's some opportunity markers out there. We'll go ahead and get started. Right off the bat, Q-type. Love it. First ping is a Q-type. Does look like a single rock. We'll move in and take a look at it. It's 4.9, my bad. No problem, Ice. I mean, that's no problem at all. You should be able to break a 4.9 for sure with the Helix. Murlork, if you don't mind. It looks like Ice is definitely willing to... And that's really kind of you, Murlork. I appreciate that. We can even split it. Love it. That's, that's what makes the community so good here. All right. Oops. Pulling out gear and closing my laser. Just a 7.8%, so nothing special there. We'll keep looking for sure. 180 ping, boom. We'll tighten down on that. That's at 11.9 out, and it is not giving me a reading, which is no problem. We'll hit it. You give it a couple of pings, keep it honest, but if it doesn't give you a type, then just move on. That's an M type. There's a Q-type right there as well. So we'll head up towards this Q-type. Once again, seems like a single rock. Raptor Gaming says, can I do a legal monitor mission with the C8 stock Pisces? I think that I don't necessarily think that you couldn't. Now, the one thing I will, the stock, I mean, the Pisces, I think stock only has the 2 guns. If you have the one Pisces edition, you can get, you know, up to 4 guns, I think you'd be in a better place if you did the 4-gun one. You know, if you upgunned it a little bit, Raptor, for sure. I'm not saying you can't. I think that they, you know, it would definitely be something where you'd have to. It would, you know, may not necessarily be super easy. I don't think that those missions are, you know, super duper hard. But, you know, there's definitely, that thing doesn't have a lot of firepower. Murloc says, I think you can break the initial big rock with the rented prospecting and gadgets, but it's going to be a difficult break. The 100% very high instability rocks. Yeah, that's for sure. It's those secondary breaks. The reason I carry the branch, you guys, it's not for the first break, it's the second breaks, right? That's that's the beauty of those things. That's another Q-type over this way. Well, that's all right. We'll head over this way then. Finding some Q-types, that's for sure. And loving it. Now, there are a lot of single rocks, but you know what? We'll take them. And I see it there. Now, this isn't, we'll have to see. This could be a halfway decent rock. I mean, it may not be. Just a 14%er, so that one's not going to work for us. What about this guy up here? Let's take a look. Not getting a ping back at all. Ah, an E-type, alright. Did finally get one back. Alright, we got some opportunity markers down this way to look at. Hey, there's another set of... Now, this is... What's good about this, this is a couple of rocks, too, you can see. At least 2, if not more. But a couple of rocks over here that are Q-types. So, yeah, we're definitely on the Q-types out here for right now. And, I mean, you know, obviously that doesn't necessarily mean that it's, you know, that there's absolutely something there to mine, but it certainly can. Gonna keep that out in front of me there. Alright, couple of rocks here for sure. Raptor Gaming says, my main goal is to do that mission and delivery until I can run a prospector and mine laranite and other easy rocks, or find them and keep going until I can buy a prospector. Raptor, that sounds like an amazing, that sounds like a super solid plan, honestly. Ice School says I'm at 100% and can't even keep it to a quarter. Oh, my stars. Yeah, Raptor, my starter should be in the 4-gun Pisces. If you have the 4 guns on there, I think I'd be a little more confident about you being able to do it. I know that there's the 2-gun variant, and then I didn't know if the one starts with the 4 guns. Now, this isn't a great rock. What about this guy? An 8%er. So this is a 4631. So this is going to be, let's see, 900, 18 SCU. This is only going to be probably 22, 23 SCU here. So that's okay. I mean, it's definitely over the amount that we will mine this thing. 4631. I am going to put it in QuantCalc though, and take a look at 31.6. We are going to add that rock. We'll take a look at what that rock is. That rock is, it looks like 22 SCU of Quantanium. So yeah, even in our best, you know, even if this thing breaks super clean. Now, the other thing I could do is if that was a little bit better than an 8%er, it might be worth breaking, but it's really kind of not. So, you know, we're certainly not going to turn away from 20-some SCU, but it is one of those things, right? You definitely want to kind of come in here and let's just kind of, I want to kind of roll around. I definitely don't want that. It's down there, right? Yep, cool. All right, let's kind of position ourselves just right. We'll come in and break this guy down, and Should be pretty straightforward. Caglaz, how are you today, Cag? Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. That is awesome. Raptor Gaming says, I know I'm asking. You're not asking a lot, Rap. Don't worry about that. He's saying, what are my computer specs? Excellent question, sir. And you are not asking too much at all. I have a 3900X with a 3070, 32 gig of RAM. I am on a, kind of a, I believe like a 970 Evo SSD. And I do have a storage drive as well. So, I play at 1440p. I also do have, VKB Gladiator sticks. Cag says, lurking and working. Thursdays have too many meetings. I hear you, brother. I have been kind of enjoying this week off, that's for sure. Yeah, but next week it'll be, oh man, I don't want to go back. It's going to be so much stuff to kind of get back reorganized again. Tina says, asking questions is what makes the community alive. I couldn't agree more, Tina. For sure. I love it when you guys ask questions. I like being able to help. We try and answer as many of them as we can. Pretty easy break here for sure. Oh. That was me pinging again instead of turning off the mining laser. I do that sometimes. It's funny. It's kind of like, now that I have this muscle memory where I have to kind of remember where I ping. It's so funny. 517 right there. Okay, 50-some% of that. I would imagine some of this must be pretty good then. Yep, looks like this is going to be a 40%er. And this is probably going to be around a 50% or two. Yeah, so 60. It's all in those three. These ones don't have anything. That's just an 8%er there. So let's go ahead and get this 20 SEU broken up, and we'll get it in there. Spectre Fleet says, hey, do you have an M2? I might need to borrow you tonight. Yeah, I do have an M2 spec for sure. Love the M2, and I think, yeah, we can definitely chat about however you need a, need a hand with it. Love the old M2. It's a great ship.
Warning, power critical.
All right, we'll just kind of pop this guy back up here. There's only 20 some SEU in this, so obviously we want to get as much of it as we can. But we've had a couple of unicorns, and I never turn a, if it's 22 SEU. I don't not grab it. I mean, it's just one of those things. You might as well just go ahead and mine it. If it's north of 15, 16, 17, absolutely. Speckley says just need to do some fit tests. Gotcha. That's awesome. No problem. I'm sure we can absolutely make that happen for sure. Nate says, on the 24-ish SCU rocks, do you refine the non-quant? I don't actually, Nate. It's a great question. I don't. Spec Fleet says, gonna go eat breakfast. I'll leave my stream up. Thank you very much, sir. That's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't, Nate. I don't actually grab. If it's Borace, I will. I suppose if it was Baxilite, which it never really is Baxilite, but if it was Baxilite, I might. Borace, I guess I do keep, but the rest of the stuff, it just kind of slows down the refining job to a point where you might as well just grab the Quantanium and not worry about any of the extra stuff. So some people do top off and that type of thing. I don't really. I mean, I grab as much Quantanium as I can and don't worry about the rest of it, really.
Warning, power critical.
All right, we held on there. One more rock to break here, and then we can start scooping. Beautiful. get this guy nice and broken down. And we'll do what we can to scoop it. It certainly wasn't the cleanest break, but it wasn't that much Quantanium to begin with. Raptor says, how much money do you have into the game? More than I would want, for sure. You know, not nearly as much as some people. But, you know, I definitely have put a few space bucks into the game, for sure. Well, a couple of real bucks, I should say, not space bucks. Tina Peterson says, if you mine on a regular basis, say 4, 5, 6 runs a day, I discard anything that isn't quant. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, with what Tina's saying at all.
Extraction mode on.
That's a 6%er there, yikes. Alright, that's a hundo. We'll start out at least grabbing that. Get some Quantanium out of this guy. I'm not expecting any more than 20 you know, SCU of Quantanium anyways out of this, so. Cheater Peterson says, if you run every now and then and never expect a full ship, then add in the other materials as well, if you have the patience to wait. Very good point. You know, I think that there's, you know, I enjoy mining, so it doesn't bother me if I go, you know, if I were to go out and grab some other things too. But I think for the instructional, I think people mostly turn into the stream because Quantanium mining is one of those things where there's an element of danger to it. It's also somewhat instructional, so people can kind of learn to get comfortable with Quantanium mining. But yeah, I mean, you really do have to have patience if you're going to be kind of scooping all sorts of things and you know, and kind of refining all those types of things. So we've only got 7.6 on board so far. Hopefully a couple of the other ones of these ones. That's a 68%er. That's 100% a NER. So I guess I'll grab the 68%er and we'll be kind of taking on. Oh, there's one rock right behind it. I see it now. That's gonna that one's gonna have to have some good stuff in it, I think, just based on my calculations. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I was like, that's odd. So we're now, you know, we're up there around 14 SCU. Of course, we have the 74%er here. We'll pull this guy on board. And this is gonna, looks like it's gonna get us to around 18. Then there's that 6%er. The 67%er's next. Would you scoop that 6% to the top, or just leave it? Now, you know, obviously, if you're leaving, like I'll scoop this 1% right here. You know, like you definitely grab this. You know, grab whatever you can, right? And so, yeah, I knew that this was going to be... Oh, hey, there's a 21%er. What am I doing? I didn't realize there was a 21%er sitting there. No big deal. We're going to grab that 21%er, and I probably left a little bit on the table there, but 21.53 out of 22 SEU is pretty good, and so we're going to go ahead and back away. So that's kind of, you know, that ended up being not a bad run at all. I mean, you know, not everything's a uni. We did get 2 unicorns the first couple runs. That one there was not a unicorn run, but you know what? Nothing to sneeze at. Over 22 SCU. So third run there, 22 SCU, and we'll go put this in the hopper, and off we go. Raptor says, thank you so much for the help. Need to get eating breakfast. Hope you fellas have a wonderful day. Thank you, Raptor, and thank you for your questions. Leos, how is it going? It's going really well, Leos, for sure. We had 2 unicorns, and now this 22 SCU, so 3 runs into the Halo, and did over 80 SCU. I think we will go back and do 1 run out to Lyria, because I think it's just, you know, I've been kind of leaning so much on the Halo lately. I think it would only be fun to do kind of a Lyria run at the end of the stream here, and get out there and get 1 more done. So nice. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, if anybody's lurking back there, you know, obviously a lot of times when I am on my quantum jumps or going through the elevators or something, I will ask you to like and sub. Please do like and sub, hit the notification bell, and come chat with us and hang out with us when we mine, and ask whatever questions you want and contribute to the mining community. I recently hit 1,000 subs, you guys, which is super fun. And I actually just monkeying around turned on kind of the monetization thing, and it's kind of interesting. Now YouTube is bringing kind of the super chats and stuff there. So it's kind of and I don't know how any of that stuff works or whatever. I've never had a super chat. Oh, my stars in heaven. Wouldn't you know it? As soon as I mention something silly like that, I get a. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide user from channel. I'm also gonna report the user for that. So sorry, we got a bot there going. Tina Peterson says, Lyria, okay, I'll go ready the Scorp. I hear you, Tina. That's funny. We're about to come out of first quantum there. I did get the naked HD fun cam taken down. So and we'll I definitely need to do some reading about blocking the I think it was Star Streams who told me I could block those by kind of targeting on the icons that they use, or the emotes that they use. So I'll definitely be looking into that this week. In we go with this nice 22 SCU run that we made here. Oh, I tapped the mic there. I didn't mean to do that. Hopefully it wasn't too loud. Haven't even heard first alarm yet, so we know we're in really good shape. We're bringing her in at a reasonable clip, but nothing too crazy. Misha, welcome to the channel, Misha. Made some serious dough with some friends this morning. Ran a Cuddy Blue and a Mantis to pull people out of Quantum from Area 18 to Orson and ransom for money, knowing that people would carry millions. Oh, my stars, Misha. Well, that's made up to 5 mil after the split, asking for 3 mil each setup. Oh my stars, I can appreciate that. That's had to blow a few guys up. I mean, pirates got to make a living. I understand that. That makes sense to me. And of course, I hope I'm never caught in your snare, my friend. So, judgment's the better part of valor in a lot of times those situations, and I know in 3.18. It's going to come. Andreas, that is the first time anybody's ever done that. That is crazy, sir. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. All I can tell you is anything that I get like that's going right back into the channel, in kind of, I'm actually kind of learning Acrobat, right? Or pardon me, all the Adobe things like Premiere and Audition, and starting up a podcast and all those things, around industrial stuff. So thank you, sir. That was very kind, Misha. That's hilarious. Once I caught when people were making 30+ mil per cargo run, I had to get a cut. What was these 30? Let's see. Made some serious dough with some friends this morning. Ran a Cuddy Blue and a Mantis to pull people out of Quantum from Area 18 to Orison and ransom for money, knowing that people were carrying millions. What is this 30 million a cargo run cut you're talking about? What mechanic is providing such awesome opportunities at cargo runs there, Mish? Could you let me in on that? I mean, I might have to go run some of that stuff and become one of the flies in your trap, in your web. That sounds like good money, man. I mean, I just been making chump change today, like $1 million or something. Andrea says, that's the reason I get a fast ship. I never take the direct route from A to B. That's one of the things that I think for sure is 3.18 gets fired up that we're going to have to start teaching, is that you're not going to want to run necessarily Arc L1 directly to Area 18. You're going to want to take off some other random direction and come in on a weird way. They're carrying close to 30 million, not making. Audio and visual equipment, a full C2 costs 17 mil and sells for 34. Oh, that's the Invictus stuff. Oh, that's crazy. So yeah, I can imagine why that, and that's, here's one of the things that you guys, that is absolutely true, and this is awesome that we're having. Mish, thanks for coming and telling us that. This is what's going to happen, right? I mean, this is what Mish is describing is that funneling effect of people, you know, kind of carrying from one spot to another, making that kind of millions. I had no idea you could invest 17 million and make a 30+ million cargo run, and this is why 3.18 is going to be such a game changer when the physicalized cargo comes in, and people like Mish can, you know, pirates can, quite honestly, just create these areas where they can, you know, definitely, you know, take you and, you know, potentially take your cargo. I mean, maybe even the negotiations will come to an end. It'll be just like, thanks for your cargo, you know. So awesome, man. I guess I knew that there are some Invictus consumables. I didn't exactly know how those work. You know, I caught him on Jack's stream the other day. He was talking about it a little bit. I'm assuming that audio and visual equipment is one of those Invictus consumables. Bale, how you doing? It's nice to see you, Bale. It's a bug. Short audio visual suppliers are selling for double. Oh my stars! Oh, it's a bug. It still is. I didn't realize it was a bug. That's very interesting. Lord Hammer says maybe I'm just on the on at the wrong hours. Lord, I never stream at this time, Lord. I'm off this week, so I was able to kind of stream a little earlier in the day, and I thought that would be fun for the people that you know, some of my European friends who like watching the channel a little bit. They don't necessarily, a lot of times I stream too late or not at a great time for them. So I thought I'd start the streams earlier for people that are, you know, kind of, you know, would have an opportunity maybe to watch them. Lord Hammer says, Misha, good on you for jumping on that gravy train. Yeah, Misha, I tell you, I mean, I get it. That makes a lot of sense to me why you would do that. You know, on my channel, I am kind of a, you know, I'm a sheep among wolves. I get it. You know, and a lot of times I kind of fly under the radar. I try to, but I know anonymity is no replacement for safety. I do know when we fly a lot of org operations, we like to have security on board, Overwatch and security. You know, but I can appreciate why any pirate would set up in a situation like that, and it sounds to me like it's been profitable for you for sure. So, kudos, my friend. That's always good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do the Dynex here and get that on board and confirm. And so we haven't been making any kind of crazy money today, but we've got 80 SCU in the hopper or so. And of course, that's you know, that's a solid you know, well over $500,000. I will take a look at here. Let's just go ahead and make sure that it looks like I've got plenty of you know, my food and my water situation is in great shape, 100%. Drax says for consumables trading to really work, they need to drastically increase the accessible galaxy. Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, so at some point with physicalized cargo and more systems, that's when the trade lanes really begin. No question about that. Bales says, my friend did audio cargo all day yesterday and made 150 mil. Wow, Bale, that's a solid amount of money. You know, that is crazy. I wonder how long that bug's going to last for. That's a healthy investment for sure. Running at you know, running at that amount. So something to consider. Audio visual equipment, eh? For consumable trading to really let's see. So where are they picking up those at AV stuff? Where exactly is it being picked up at? Clement Fiver, Clement, nice to see you with 3.18 at PES. 100% there will be a wipe and a fresh start. I agree with that, Clement. With 3.18, there's no way they're not going to do a wipe. I mean, that's one of those things for sure. I absolutely, you know, it's one of the, I'm not going to be doing a lot of crazy. I mean, I'm going to do mining. I'm going to mine because I love it. But I'm not going to do any crazy mining or grinding between now and 3.18, you know, where I'm going to buy in a bunch of ships and stuff. Because I know for a fact that I agree with that 100%. I would be like one of the most shocked people if for some reason at 3.18 they didn't do a wipe. But, you know, it's almost like a foregone conclusion, I honestly think. You know, I'm pretty sure, you know, that they're going to definitely wipe for that particular, you know, for 3.18 for the cargo refactor. Lord Hammerson says, I stopped running it when the video came out. Have mostly everything I want now. Bale Sweet says, Buy audio equipment at the admin in Area 18, sell at Orison. Gotcha. Interesting.
Welcome to the ASOP.
Yeah, that's
Field
crazy.
System.
I mean, and you know what? It's kind of fun, too. Let's be realistic, right? You know, okay, so there's this, I mean, it's not like it's, you know, look how risky it is. You have 17 million. You have people like Mish out there who have decided that, you know, hey, that's a pirate funnel. It's a great situation. I'll get that, you guys. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me go ahead and report. Yeah. And then remove. Hangar 4. I mean, look at the good it's done. I mean, in that capacity, there's a resource bloom type of thing, kind of a funnel for people to kind of make some money, and of course, you know, it gives, you know, that gets the pirates going, gives them an opportunity to kind of do some of their gameplay as well. What a great thing! I mean, honestly, you know, if you stopped mining all the rocks, you'd think you didn't love them anymore. Yeah, I know. It was so funny. I actually was doing like. Just to give you guys an idea, I thought a helium run at, you know, picking up helium for $1 at Humboldt and selling it for, you know, for over $2 or whatever on Alisar was, or not Alisar, on at Bajini was cool, you know. So who am I, man? Why am I in this giant? Look at this. I'm in a giant hangar for my prospector. I'm not exactly sure why. It's so funny. This is a very large prospector hangar. That is interesting with that AV equipment, though. We'll have to maybe see if we can't maybe get a run together tonight for the team. All right. I'll have to kind of check on oh, what do you call it, on Spectrum to see if they're considering it a bug or not, I suppose. But big boy hangar, yeah, exactly, Lord. What the heck? Clement says, did you find rocks on Lyria or somewhere else that aren't Quantanium and at least have 30% of Laranite, Agricium, or Bexilite, or it doesn't exist? Clement, if you're looking for Laranite, Agricium, Bexilite, Laranite, Terranite, and Bexilite, you're going to find on Aberdeen. That's where I would go to get Laranite, Terranite, and Bexilite. That's going to be a place that you're going to want to take the rented prospector. And, you know, Aberdeen is going to be really the place where you're going to want to kind of, you know, mine for sure when it comes to looking for those particular materials. Because you're not going to have... Quantanium doesn't spawn on Aberdeen. Bexilite is the best thing there. So I hope if you're talking, Clement, rented prospector stuff, I think, or if you're just looking specifically for Laranite, Terranite, Bexilite, I would definitely recommend Aberdeen. If you're looking for Agricium, if you really are looking for it, I definitely think Yella is an excellent place for Agricium. You know, and you know, I made a whole lot of money back before the refineries. A lot of money Agricium mining, like a lot of money. Lord Hammersea says, time to go check out the Crusader lineup. Yeah, man, the Misk stuff, Crusader stuff, it is going to be awesome. Going to love it for sure. So we did, you guys, 3 awesome runs in the Aaron Halo, and we're going to go ahead and go do 1 run in Lyria, just to kind of keep ourselves honest with the scanning mechanics today. And so... yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the being able to see what type of rock it is in the Aaron Halo has made the Aaron Halo infinitely funner. You know, like, it's so cool in order to be able to see what type of you know, and obviously you're just looking for the Q type, and then you just fly over and look at them. So, of course, Lyria has its own little way to scan as well. It's a slightly different scanning meta, but, you know, you don't necessarily get the types. But you do know if it's diamond icons, if it's more than 2, then it's Quantanium. So either way, Oster says Agricium used to be awesome. I've only quant mined for mined for a long time now, though. Yeah, I mean, Agricium, before the refineries were in place, I used to Agricium mine all the time. I mean, it was just too, like, it was too fast. I mean, you could just grab Agricium, go back, grab Agricium, go back. I mean, it was so fast. I mean, and you could sell it for a pretty decent amount. And I mean, I cut my teeth on agricium mining for sure, and loved every bit of it. But now that the refineries are in, and you know, nothing is really anywhere near 80. I mean, the 80 unit is just too lucrative. I mean, there's no reason not to do 88 a unit. I mean, it's just too much money to be made. Auster says, I can't wait for other materials to be valuable depending on where you are in the saturation of the market. I couldn't agree more. I'm really excited about the fact that someday when maybe you have a Pioneer, and it's like the Pioneer needs, you know, 11,000 SCU of inert in order to, you know, to make like cement or whatever. It needs, you know, diamond. It needs aluminum. It needs all those types of things. I really can't wait to where players are able to put out like, you know, hey, a player contract looking for specific things. You know what I mean? It's like I really need some aluminum, or I really need some corundum, or whatever. You know, that type of thing. That's going to be a really special time. You know, when that happens. Looks like the orphanage. We'll go over there and hit the orphanage. That sounds fine. Clement says, I hope with the quantum price will change a lot, and Quantanium won't be the only good rock. So yes, that's exactly right. I think that's the same thing that Oster's speaking to as well, Clement, is that we just want some variety. I am okay with that. What if Bexelite became like far more, you know, like there was a squeege on Bexelite and it became almost as profitable as Quantanium, or you know, yeah, or there was some kind of a shortage of some, you know, type of thing, and they're just, you know, you're able to make a lot of money doing other things. You know what I mean? I don't disagree with that. I think it's great. All right, so we're going to get our V scan out. In this particular case, we're going to do a 360 scan, and then we're going to go ahead. We're not going to have the mining laser out for this one. We're just going to kind of ping these and look for how many. What you're just looking for is the rock icons, like how many there are. And if it's more than 2, then you know you're in business. That looked like a single there. Looked like a single there. Single there. Right there was another one. Single there. Unobtainium and Pyro, maybe? Yeah, exactly. Simon Quinney says, how come your mission icons are yellow and mine are blue? It's because I have the Aryl Grey Cat armor set on, Simon. Excellent question, one I get asked all the time. You know, yeah, I mean, it's just specifically for that reason. The Aryl Grey Cat helmet. I do have a video called Yellow Icons that it kind of explains where you can pick up the Aryl stuff, and that's kind of how it works. As well as, you know, it speaks to it. The one thing I will say, Simon, if you do happen to go buy an Aryl helmet, do keep in mind you will have to put the helmet on, go back to menus, and then come back into the game before it will actually take effect. So I thought this looked like doublers over here. You know, like it was in the sun. I couldn't necessarily tell, but I was beginning to think that maybe it was doublers. Yeah, perfect. So these are going to be Quantanium. Simon says, okay, awesome. So you got to come in here in order to get your, you know, you see this is a 2%er. Kind of some whitewash going on there, you know, in the brightness. This is going to be a 2474 at 11%. This isn't going to do it for us, so. Got to begin the V scan again. Pull this guy back out. Off we go. All right, couple opportunities over this way. Andreas! How you doing, Andreas? Andreas says, I just upgraded my LTI hover quad to the MSR. Wow, awesome. Now you have an LTI MSR. My money printing ships are now LTI, and the MSR pirates will have a hard time catching me. I agree with that. Listen, the MSR is a sneaky good cargo runner for sure. It's got the, you know, I think if I'm not mistaken, isn't it a 114? So it's also got that going for it too, right? It's interesting. It's got, you know, these might be diamond icons actually. Let's just go and take a look. I think it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I think it's got the 114 SCU if I'm not mistaken, and that's, listen, that's the MSR is a very good, you know, cargo runner, you know, for sure. quick ship, and not the one that you're necessarily always gonna. It's kind of like when Meech was in here a little earlier talking about doing some pirating or whatever. You're definitely going to take an MSR on a little different than you're going to take on a Freelancer Max or a Hull A or something along those lines. Those might be doublers there. We'll head over and look. They also may just be lined up, but we'll go over and look at them. Yeah, that's awesome. The MSR is a sweet ship. It's funny. I wasn't that sold on the MSR when it first came out. I mean, it wasn't really. I was like, eh. I mean, it's a cool ship and all, but as I've gone back and looked at it on paper several times, I'm like, man, it is a good ship. It is a really good ship. So it'll be interesting to see if these are actually doublers or not. Sometimes the scans are lined up. It looks like maybe they will be close enough to be Quantanium, and they are. So 4802 mass. Let's go ahead and just kind of get. Looks like this is going to be maybe at least a 15%er or something. Oh, actually, look at this, a 46%er. That's an awesome rock, you guys. And it's so weird sometimes how the wedge can really throw you off a little bit. This is a nice rock. This is a 4846. This is plenty of extra in this rock here, so we're going to definitely mine this one. This is fantastic. Andrea says, I might not be able to QT away from a Mantis, but I'll have no problem evading fire for an hour in the ship. Yes, I mean, and that can be part of it, right? And sometimes Andrea's just kind of pointing your nose into. I know it sounds crazy. But pointing yourself into the sun, going as fast as you can, then decoupling and just kind of pivoting, and then just kind of using your lasers to kind of hold them off as you're kind of going, at the speed you're going. That type of thing. You definitely can get yourself into a situation sometimes where you can get out of that pickle a little bit, So it just depends. The MSR is a very quick ship, so in that capacity you might get yourself into a situation where you can escape. All right, so a 4846. We're not going to sneeze. There's nothing to sneeze at. Excellent rock. 480246, and so if this thing breaks clean, we should have a pretty good shot at a uni, and we'll, that's definitely what we're hoping for. Oh, my stars in heaven. Beautiful. All right, this is sweet. She's being a touch finicky because it's such a high percentage of Quantanium, but this is no problem. Notice we stuck the UI right in the shadow, and that's a great way to get yourself a little contrast, which is a helpful thing when you're mining, especially around the snowy parts of Lyria. And a 1.92 instability is not terrible over this mass. I mean, it's swinging a little wildly, but nothing that we can't handle. We shouldn't necessarily have to lean on a Brandt for the first break. Beautiful. Starting to get up towards the optimal now. Fussy around the bottom of the optimal, but she'll get up in there. Now, I won't try and pivot back right away. I'll let it try to build in there a touch. Unless it starts kind of really racing up towards the overcharge, which it eventually will here. Usually it will. Yep, there's that spike up that I was looking for. And this kind of... You just kind of got, just gotta stay vigilant, keep an eye on it, and just keep working. It did fall out a touch. I pushed it right back up in there, and looks like we got it. Nice break there. Tina Peterson says, "Do you ever overpower the laser?" Just found it actually. I haven't had any. It's interesting. I've overclocking the laser to me has had a little bit of a, and I really do need to test this a little bit. It really just felt like it's actually maybe not helping. Like maybe for whatever reason, and it could just be me, for whatever reason, it definitely seems like it's not helping as much as I would have expected it to. All right, so there's right there is basically 9 SCU. There's 10 SCU. That's 19 SCU in those hundos right there. What about this guy here? 721, and that is a 13%. Okay. And this is going to be a 515 here at 100%. Excellent. It looks like a 580 here at 100% as well. So we've got some beautiful hundos that we are going to crack. And that's going to, should be plenty enough for a unicorn. So. All right. Taking it, nice and easy into the green. So 2 unicorns in the halo, and we're definitely working on. We have an opportunity here. We've got to play our cards right. Make sure that we do all of our breaks correctly here, and get. We're discerning with the laser on our scoops, but we have a very solid chance of having the unicorn run here as well.
Warning, power critical.
I did dial back the power real quick on that. Looks like we got a good break going. She was a little laggy there, but no big deal. Push it up here. Push, push, push. Try and get as much of this into that as possible. All right. Yeah, overpowering the laser. Tina, it's been weird. Like, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. Like I feel like it's not working like it should, and like it's funny. Like I overpowered the laser once or twice. I guess the right way for me to say it is, I overpowered it once or twice, and I didn't seem to be able to put as much energy into the rock for whatever reason. And when I couldn't crack something, but then when I turned it off, the overpower, it did finally crack it. So I got to go back and do a little more deep dive into that. I don't know. It just seemed kind of funny to me. Maybe that was a situation where when I overpowered it, it could have been in a stealth prospector, and that has a very small power plant, so maybe that's what happened. Like I actually kind of ran into a kind of a power plant issue. We'd have to see. Basefire says, I shot gems all over the place sometimes. Yeah, that does happen, man. One thing I will tell you, a lot of people don't realize too, Face, is you can actually crack Hadnite rocks with the prospector. You don't put any laser intensity into it all. You actually just you turn the laser on. It will run up into the green, turn it off. Run up into the green, turn it off. Run up into the green, turn it off. And you actually can crack those. But man, if you overcharge that, if you want to see some rock scatter, overcharge one with the, But rock mining, I have definitely sent gems all over the place. It is, it's crazy. I have definitely done that way more than once. Cool. Here's another hundo, and I think between these hundos, I think that should be enough. We're running this guy up here. In we go. Very nice. We got about 10-12 seconds left on this brand. Looks pretty cool when it happens. Yeah, it does look pretty cool. I agree with that phase for sure. Drag says, no 2 rocks are the same. Would be mighty hard to really test overcharge. No 2 rocks are the same. You're absolutely right about that. And it could have been like a soft spot on the rock. I mean, who knows? I mean, you know, like it could have been a variety of different things.
Warning. Power critical.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get scooping here. Now I know everything here is gonna be 100%er, right? Because I only broke hundos. Got a little bit of server lag here. That's, you know, that's definitely a thing. There it comes. We should have enough broken up here where we should, you know, this should be a uni as well. So. Beautiful. Beautiful. And all this should be 100%ers over here. Interesting shape to that rock down there. Looks like it's a guy giving a thumbs up. I guess he is hitching a ride, so I'll take him into the refinery. I don't know why I found that funny, but I did. Alright, some more scooping here, and we should be in real good shape. Drex says, no longer than I've been hanging around have seen you hit a rock with a high resist and crack it no prob. Then hit another rock with low resist and just, yeah, you know, it is weird. I think that I think there are some soft stats on rocks that we don't necessarily see. That can, you know, it's funny. I have seen situations where, you know, it's a 5900, it's right out at the edge, and I can get there pretty fast, or sometimes not. Good Vibes Official, how you doing? Legal Alien asks, what are you using, Lancet? I am using a Lancet for sure. That's an excellent question, and that's absolutely the mining laser that I use when I do Quantanium mining. For sure, Good Vibes. Excellent question. Thank you, sir. Alrighty, that's you know, a couple more of these rocks here, and we should be in good shape. So another 76 here. We're over, and this guy right here should really be, should top us off. Oh, both of these are purples though. All right, you guys. Well, that's 3 out of our 4 runs today were unicorns. So 3 out of the 4 runs today were perfect SCUs so far. Now I'm not done with this run, right? I've got to get it back safely. Back to the ranch. You know, I'm going to go ahead and I will, you know, target ArcL1, and up we go, and I'll begin spooling the quantum drive. And once we kind of get over 2,000, we'll, you know, we'll punch it and head in that direction. In just 1 second here, I'll go ahead and get that bot. Oh my stars, we will remove and report. And report. And they are deleted. Drax says, guess I'll need 2 prospectors and 2 moles, set 1 for each gems and such, and the other for... Yeah, you know, you definitely will have some specialized kit, Drax, for sure. It's awesome. All right, so we're heading into ArcL1, into the refinery here, and we have had, you know, 3 out of 4 of the runs were 32 SCU pure Quantanium runs, so really, really strong day today. Tina Peterson says, I'm going to skip Overwatch and go find solutions for that bot issue, Mumbles. Oh, what bot issue are you talking about, Tina? Good Vibe says, Legal Alien asks you kindly to put your setup for your prospector here on the page. That's a good idea, Good Vibes. I think that that's a... I will start doing that. You know, and just so just so you kind of do get it here. Right now on this particular prospector, I have a VK00, I have a Lancet MH1, and I have 3 brands. And I normally run with an FLTRXL and 2 brands, but the FLTRXL, some people reported that they think that was causing this deal where you'd scoop Quantanium. Let's say you get to 15, 16, 17 SCU, and then all of a sudden it will like reset like back down to 0. And I had that happen a couple times in a row on stream a couple of days ago. And since I've removed it, I haven't had it. But some people say they still had that issue without it. But I'm kind of running without it until I see if I actually have that problem again. But since I've probably done 10 runs since I've taken that off, and I haven't had the issue. So yeah, just kind of a Lancet and 3 brands, very vanilla. And then a VK00 is a drive. So I will start. It's a good idea, though, Good Vibes. I appreciate the idea to put like the prospector kind of maybe have a link to the Urkel, down there to the different prospector builds. I think that's a smart idea, and I'll think about doing that for sure. So, I have seen a few faces, and I know that there's a couple of people lurking back there. Do like and sub. Hit the notification bell. I do stream Quantanium mining almost exclusively, although, there's going to be some other mining. We also did start an industrial-based podcast, which we put the first podcast up. That's something you could just pop your headphones on and just while you're maybe out doing some chores in the living room or at work or whatever, if you kind of have a mindless task going on, just kind of a chat, not a lot going on there visually. Of course, we do the streaming every day. And then recently we did put out an excellent video on Stealth Prospector. That's one that came out this week. And then also, like with the terminals being blacked out, where are some alternative places you guys can go and find some of the mining components that would normally be on the terminal. So, of course, the TLDR there is, is going to be, Dumpers Depot, Area 18, Dumpers Depot, Port Alisar, and Shubin Interstellar on Microtech. Young Smooth Subspace, how's it cracking today? Big money? No, Young Smooth, I got my first $5, I think it was £5 actually, donation today from Andreas. Thank you, Andreas. That was, and also, so I made actual real money, but then I also, which is really fantastic, you guys. I can't thank you enough. But I've also had 3 unicorn runs in the game. So absolutely, I've made 4 runs today. 3 of them have been unis. We're bringing in this 4th uni right now, or the 3rd uni right now. We did 3 runs in the Aaron Halo, and those were all unis. And then 1 run on Lyria, which turned out to be a uni. So yeah, Smooth, man, it's been a good day, brother. It has been. Whiter says, I just picked up the Ion. I don't care if it got nerfed. I just love it. Whiters, I can really... It is, obviously when you come into something after it's kind of post-nerf or whatever, you didn't necessarily taste the way that it was before. So it can be a little easier to kind of process that type of thing. But I do like those ships. I think that they're cool as hell. I know that they were, the other night when we were doing an organizational thing, we had a couple of those flanking the 890 Jump, and the 890 Jump was serving as our command vessel. And man, it was just, there's just something to see. They're just special ships. They're pretty awesome. So, Leo says, where can you donate? Leo's right underneath the chat. There's like this little symbol that says with a little $$ sign on there. I think that's where you click. I just kind of got that stuff set up. It's just one of those things, and that's where it is for sure. And kind of cool. It's interesting that YouTube is starting to go the way of the super chats and that kind of stuff. Kind of fun. A lot like Twitch in that regard. So cool. All right. Well, we got those guys put in there for sure. And then Rockeye says, I'm over 1K followers. Congrats. Thank you, Rockeye. That's really cool. And we are going to head down, donate under the chat window. There's a smiley and a donation. Yeah, thank you, Tina. That's that smiley face there. I guess I didn't realize the smiley face did something, too. And then there's the little icon with the dollar bill on it or whatever. Dollar icon's how you donate. Thank you, Tina. That's very kind. And I mean, nobody should feel obligated to donate to that, honestly. You know, but, you know, anything that does come in, I'm definitely going to use to help pay for Adobe subscriptions, or eventually I'm going to get some 4K on the channel. It's all going to go back into the channel for sure. As a not a good pilot, I kind of like the faster firing cannon more. I like more shots. I can appreciate that, Whiters. That makes a lot of sense to me, for sure. Very cool. We're bringing in our 4th uni to kind of throw it up in the old hopper-dopper-doo.
Hey, back again, I see. Welcome. Finding everything all right?
All right. Miss Prospector, set up the work order. Look at that. Beautiful uni. We'll get that quote going. Boom. We'll take a look at today's work because we're darn proud of it. We have, let's just go ahead and get out the calculator. And we did 3039 plus 3031 plus 2046 plus our last one was 3040 plus. That is 11,156 units today. For sure. So 11,156 times 88 equals 992,000 AUEC today on our mining stream. That's you know, not too bad. You know, we hauled in. You know, I hauled in just shy of 8,000 shy of a million. In or so, and so not bad at all. Young Smooth says, wonder if there's a way. Tina says, 100-minute mining stream. Yep, almost a million. Young Smooth says, wonder if there's a way to implement a loan shark loop. Space loan and interest. The business payments you send Tina to shake them down. Yeah, Smooth, that's awesome. I love that idea. Good Vibes Official says, good, congrats. You know, that's kind of, you know, how we do business. You know what I mean? So, you know, obviously this time of the stream, I do like to do one of these things. Of course, you know, I don't have a ton of time to stream today. You know, but we did fantastic. We of course met some new friends as well. So one of the things I always like to say at the end of my stream is the coffee was fantastic, the Quantanium was fantastic, but the conversation was better. You guys come to the channel, make the channel just fantastic. So you know, so much better than just kind of going mining by myself, which I would be doing anyways. And then Juan Carlos says, how can you calculate how much UEC you get? Well, I have, Juan Carlos, I will say there's in the link in the description, there's a $1 app. You can go to QuantCalc. It's, we have it on the Google Play Store. It's $1. And, you can, purchase that, and it will tell you pretty quickly, like if you put in the mass and you put in the percentage, how much SCU is in Iraq. Another thing is you just know if it's 1,000 mass, it's 20 SCU. So if it's like a 450 mass rock that's 100% and you break it, it's going to be 9 SCU. I hope that helps figure that out. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much. This was a lovely day. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Get over there to the event and take a look around. Obviously, I think Misk and Crusader are over that way. Hope that you guys have a lovely day. Please take care of yourself, and I will see you all around the verse.